Throughout the history of cinema, icons of beauty and style have always been an endless source of inspiration. One of the great breakthroughs of female stars in the past was daring to experiment with bold fashion trends, including going braless on screen. This not only highlighted a free and liberal style, but also challenged the social norms and strictness of that time. Let's explore those bold moments where they changed both the fashion and film industries. Marilyn Monroe, a legend that lives forever in the hearts of fans, is not only a symbol of beauty but also an embodiment of freedom and strong feminism. For her, not wearing a bra is not a fashion mistake, but a powerful statement. One of her most prominent moments was when she wore a naked dress at President JFK's 45th birthday. Surely you will not forget the scene where Marilyn stepped onto the stage to sing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" in a tight dress that made all eyes turn to her. And don't forget, she wore nothing underneath, because the dress was so tight that she couldn't wear underwear. Sewn directly onto the body, the dress left the audience speechless, and many people exclaimed in surprise. This is Marilyn Monroe, the woman who knows how to make all eyes turn to her with just a dress, or sometimes nothing but a seductive look. While the dress was only a small part of her career, it will forever be associated with the legendary actress. So much so that after her death, the dress was auctioned off for over $1 million at Christie's in 1999. But the story of the naked dress doesn't end there. In 2022, Kim Kardashian wore the dress again at the Met Gala, once again reminding people of Marilyn's sex symbolism. Although always associated with timeless beauty and charm, Marilyn Monroe's life was not a fairy tale. She lived a tragic life, with deep pain from when she was an abandoned child. Despite being a shining star on the screen, Marilyn Monroe never found peace in her soul. Her life was always a series of days torn between fame and inevitable suffering. Her death in 1962, at the age of 36, left many unanswered questions. Doctors reported that she died of a drug overdose, but was it a suicide or just another accident in her complicated life? Despite her short and tragic life, Marilyn remains a powerful feminist icon, a woman who chose to take control of her life through daring outfits and dramatic roles. Before her death, Marilyn Monroe starred in the film Something's Got to Give, and famously had a scene in which she wore a see-through bikini while swimming in a pool. Although the film was never released, rumors about the scene still circulate, with many fans claiming that Monroe may have been completely naked in the scene. However, she was fired from the set due to lateness and poor health, leaving the film unfinished forever. Marilyn Monroe is a timeless legend, not only because of her beauty or acting career, but also because of her bold and individual choices. Her image exists not only in movies, but also in the hearts of all those who love freedom and strength. Although her life ended too soon, the marks she left are always present and will forever live in the hearts of those who loved her. Marilyn Monroe, with her bare dress and charming smile, is still an unforgettable feminist icon. Sophia Loren, a symbol of beauty and power in Hollywood, always knows how to make people look back. Although she sometimes shrugged in front of Jane Mansfield's daring satin dress, Sophia herself was no less bold in showing off her seductive figure. One of the moments that made her name is the debut of the movie boy on a dolphin in Hollywood in 1957. Her most prominent scene in this movie took place on a small boat in Hydra, Greece. And when talking about Sophia Loren, it is impossible to forget the natural curves that have become legendary. In a tight, wet dress, her hair messy after being hit by the waves, she transformed into a new symbol of attractive feminine beauty. a vivid picture of a strong, seductive woman who never appeared fragile or weak. In an interview with the New York Times in 2021, Sophia Loren did not hesitate to admit that she loved to show off her body beauty at that time. With admirable confidence, she became one of the stars with irresistible appeal, even though she only started her career at the age of 16. And from there, she not only played leading roles but also built an image of powerful sexiness, a title that few people can surpass today. However, this fame does not always bring joy. Sometimes, the admiring gazes turn into unnecessary annoyance. Sophia once had to fight a legal battle when her edited nude photos were spread on adult websites. She sued a total of 79 websites, and that was just one of many times she had to stand up to protect her rights throughout her career. And of course, Sophia Loren also had no shortage of interesting and dramatic stories from the set. One of the incidents that she could not forget was when she co-starred with Marlon Brando in a kissing scene. With his rebellious style, Brando made it difficult for his colleague in a romantic scene, even biting Sophia's lips so hard that she had to scream in pain. However, Sophia still did not let anyone diminish her charm, continuing to leave a mark in the hearts of audiences through famous roles such as in It Started in Naples and Boccaccio's 70. These roles show that she is not only a beauty icon, but also a talented and exceptionally attractive actress. In her personal life, Sophia Loren was married to producer Carlo Ponti, with whom she lived for nearly 40 years, until his death in 2007. The couple built a strong relationship during their years together, despite their many challenges. And today, at the age of 89, Sophia remains one of the last stars of Hollywood's golden age, with a confident, charismatic, and never-ending style. The American Film Institute has named her one of the greatest stars of the classical era of cinema, a well-deserved recognition for a life full of ups and downs and great success. Sophia Loren is not just a sexy star, but an eternal icon of Hollywood, where stories of courage, talent, and timeless beauty are always remembered. Her steps continue to influence future generations, inspiring young artists, making them understand that beauty lies not only in appearance, but also in the inner strength and courage of each person. Jean Harlow, a Hollywood icon, is a woman who not only exploded the screen but also stole the hearts of countless fans thanks to her bold fashion style and unmatched charm. Although she only worked in the film industry for 9 years, Jean had time to carve her name into the hearts of fans and forever become one of the eternal legends of Hollywood. With her outstanding platinum hair and always luxurious appearance, Jean Harlow became an indispensable fashion icon of the 1930s. The costumes she wore on screen made the audience unable to take their eyes off, especially in the movie Hell's Angels, directed by Howard Hughes. Imagine a beautiful girl with a seductive figure, wearing fiery clothes and conquering all eyes from the first appearance. The audience at that time was not only captivated by her top-notch performances, but also fascinated by her inimitable fashion style. However, not everyone loved Jean Harlow. Critics at that time criticized her acting many times, saying that Jean only relied on her appearance without much real talent. Some people even said that she should not pursue acting. But you know, Jean is not someone who gives up easily. She has proven to the world that she is not only a beauty but also a talented actress through classic films such as Red-Headed Woman, Wife and Secretary, Libeled Lady and The Girl from Missouri. She has constantly innovated and developed her career despite many criticisms. One of the things that makes Jean Harlow an unforgettable monument in the hearts of the public is that she always knows how to create unforgettable moments in each film. Her scenes always leave a special mark, not only because of her charming beauty, but also thanks to her confidence and the brilliance in every gesture. And when it comes to life off-screen, Jean Harlow not only lives her role, but also lives it with a heart full of love and passion. However, her life ended suddenly and heartbreakingly on June 7, 1937. Jean Harlow died of kidney failure in the hospital at the age of 26, leaving her fans in great grief. There are stories surrounding her death, and one of the popular reasons is that her mother, a follower of Christian Science, did not allow her to see a doctor in time. This caused Jean to suffer until her illness became serious, at which point she was taken to the hospital. Some people believe that Jean Harlow herself refused surgery and treatment, but regardless, her death was still a great loss to American cinema. Jean Harlow was buried in the pink nightgown she wore in the movie Saratoga, creating a romantic and elegant image. In her hand was a letter from her partner William Powell, with the affectionate words, "Good night, my love." This story made everyone choke up, because it was not only the farewell of a loving wife, but also the farewell of a star, a legend who lives forever in the hearts of those who loved her. Although Jean Harlow's life may have ended early, what she left on the screen and in the hearts of her fans will never fade. She was a model of a strong woman, daring to express herself and living her passion to the fullest. Jean Harlow proved that you don't need to live long to become a legend. You just need to live your life to the fullest, live beautifully, and live true to yourself. It all started in 1957 at a Paramount party where two famous stars, Sophia Loren and Jayne Mansfield, appeared together. However, this was not an ordinary party, but an event with a little surprise from Jayne Mansfield. She not only came to celebrate Sophia's career, but also made the party hotter than ever with an extremely sexy backless satin dress. And Sophia Loren's reaction when she saw this dress was exactly panicked to the point of not being able to focus on anything but Jayne's bust. Sophia Loren, a beauty known for her haughty beauty and elegant demeanor, could not hide her panic when she saw her colleague entering the party room with a dress that looked like it was about to explode at any moment. She shared, "My eyes were glued to her breasts. I was afraid they were going to fall onto my plate." Although this incident is often misunderstood as the cause of conflict between the two stars, Sophia has always insisted that there was no animosity involved. She said that Jayne was beautiful and that she really had no ill will, simply being shocked by Jayne's boldness. While the party was going on, all eyes were on Jayne. She did not hesitate to create an unforgettable greeting by going straight to Sophia and her companion Clinton Webb's table, bringing a special look from her bust. Everything seemed to go crazy when Jayne appeared, and the sound of cameras from photographers continuously rang out. They could not miss this historic moment. Sophia recounted that when she saw Jayne, she really thought she would faint. She could not take her eyes off the dress and was afraid that it would pop off at any moment, spilling everything on the banquet table. The image of Sophia's panicked face has become a part of this legendary moment, making fans unable to forget that scene. It is worth mentioning that although she was asked to sign this famous photo many times, Sophia Loren always refused. She said she did not want to be involved in that event, maybe because of her respect for Jayne or for some personal reason. A silent but meaningful respect between two big stars. Surely, no one can forget the marks of Jayne Mansfield. She is not only famous for her sexy beauty, but also for her boldness and impressive acting career. Although her life was not always smooth, with ups and downs and many incidents, Jane is still remembered as a symbol of freedom and innovation. She was the first mainstream actress to go completely nude on screen in the movie Promises. In 1963, opening a new era in the film industry. Although Jane Mansfield's life ended tragically in a car accident in 1967, she is still remembered not only for her charming beauty but also for her daring, free-spirited lifestyle and impressive roles on screen. From the backless satin dress at the party in 1957 to the daring moments in her career, Jane Mansfield always knew how to attract attention and create unforgettable stories. Therefore, every time we mention this famous photo, we not only remember Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield, but also a part of the colorful history of Hollywood, where shining stars always know how to heat up the party in their own way. Farrah Fawcett, one of Hollywood's brightest stars, is always remembered for her striking image in a bright red swimsuit. However, her success came not only from her charm but also from her impressive acting talent and a very unique personality. She became a pop culture icon with her role as Jill Monroe in the hit TV series Charlie's Angels, 1976, and in an interesting interview, Farrah shared that she believed much of the show's success came from the fact that none of the three angels had to wear bras. Indeed, the Charlie's Angels stood out with their cool sportswear and eye-catching looks, helping them capture the hearts of the audience. However, it would be a mistake to think that Farrah's success was only due to her hot swimsuits. Not only was she a beauty icon, but she was also a talented actress, with memorable roles in films such as The Burning Bed, The Cannonball Run, Man of the House, and Logan's Run. But perhaps the most memorable mark in Farrah's career is the famous painting of her in a red one-piece swimsuit, a work of art of the era, which to this day remains one of the best-selling photographs in history. The story behind this painting is also interesting. Farrah did not use a mirror when styling her hair and makeup. She relied solely on her inspiration to create a perfect image. She then had to choose 6 photos from a total of 40, and her choice made the whole world look up. She became the idol of millions of teenage boys across the country, with posters hanging in bedrooms and dormitories. Surely, you have seen this painting at least once in your life. Farrah is not only beautiful and talented, but also a strong woman with a life full of challenges. Despite her outstanding career, she also faced great difficulties, from the pain in her love relationships, a stormy family life, to heartbreaking health incidents. She fought anal cancer for many years, but never gave up. On June 25, 2009, Farrah passed away at the age of 62, but her mark will forever remain in the hearts of audiences and fans. Although she has passed away, Farrah still lives on in the wonderful memories and images she left behind. In 2011, Men's Health honored her as one of the 100 hottest women of all time, reaffirming once again the undeniable appeal of this actress. Not only because of her charming beauty or famous swimsuits, but also because she is a resilient, passionate woman who always knows how to make the world remember her. Christine and Perfect, born on July 12, 1943 in the village of Greenodd, Lancashire, had a colorful and artistically influenced childhood. Growing up in Bearwood, Smithwick near Birmingham, she was the daughter of Cyril Percy Apsell Perfect, a concert violinist and music teacher, and Beatrice Edith Maud, a psychic and faith healer. Christine was exposed to music from an early age. She began piano lessons at the age of 4, but did not take it seriously until she was 11 when a local musician, a friend of her brother, rekindled her passion for music. She studied classical music until the age of 15, but decided to switch to rock and roll after her brother brought home a Fats Domino songbook. The talented girl with an artistic soul began her journey at Moseley School of Art in Birmingham. After 5 years of trying and studying, not only to become an art teacher, but also to enter the world of music. Here, Christine met her soulmates like Stan Webb and Andy Sylvester. They invited her to join the band Sounds of Blue, but unfortunately, the band could not continue before she graduated. And then, the fateful moment came. Christine decided to move to London, living a free life with all kinds of odd jobs. But her life changed when her old friends called her back to join Chicken Shack, a band that needed a pianist of her caliber. She was not only a pianist, but also a quality backing singer, writing the hit It's Okay With Me Baby. With her powerful voice, Christine helped Chicken Shack conquer the hearts of fans with her cover of Etta James' I'd Rather Go Blind.
Very, very English, you know. And Lindsay's very kind of country. You know, I've always thought the most wonderful thing.
Christine won the Melody Maker Award for Best British Female Vocalist in 1969 and again in 1970. But then something happened that shook Christine's world and sent her down a different path. But life is full of surprises. Christine decided to leave Chicken Shack to start a new and exciting chapter in her life, and music has never been the same since. The combination of Stan Webb's bluesy guitar and McVie's powerful vocals was something fans have been waiting for. After she left in 1969, it was hard to find a replacement. Paul Raymond from Plastic Penny was hired to take McVie's place in the band, but the band soon fell apart. Christine McVie, a talented and charismatic woman, became one of the most important members of Fleetwood Mac after marrying John McVie and joining the band in 1970. Before that, she had made an impression with her solo career with the album Christine Perfect. When Peter Green left the band, Christine took the stage as keyboardist, songwriter, and lead singer. She quickly established herself with the album Future Games, 1971, and continued to contribute greatly to the success of such hit albums as Fleetwood Mac, 1975, with the songs Over My Head, Say You Love Me, and Rumors, 1977, with the hits Don't Stop and You Make Loving Fun. The ballad Songbird with its gentle piano melody became her signature. Christine not only contributed to the band's hits like Hold Me and Little Lies, but was also the glue that kept Fleetwood Mac's spirit going through difficult times. Despite a temporary break from the band due to her fear of flying, McVie remains a musical legend in the world. How do you feel about our videos? Leave your opinion by commenting below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos.
I loved her.
Dance, and she wanted to play, and she wanted to be one of the guys, respected as like the Eric Claptons, you know, and the Lindsey Buckinghams and the...
Christine McVie married John McVie in 1968, with Peter Green as best man. Instead of going on a honeymoon, the couple celebrated at a Birmingham hotel with Joe Cocker, who happened to be there, before continuing their tour with Fleetwood Mac. Despite divorcing in 1976, Christine and John McVie remained friends and worked together professionally. During the recording of the Rumors album, Christine had a relationship with Fleetwood Mac's lighting engineer, Curry Grant, who inspired her to write the song You Make Loving Fun. From 1979 to 1982, she dated Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. In 1986, Christine married Portuguese musician and keyboardist Eddie Quintela. They collaborated on several songs together, including Little Lies, before divorcing in 2003. Quintela died in 2020. The album Rumors really took Christine McVie to new heights, not only in terms of fame, but also in terms of money. And the first thing she did with that money? Buy a luxury car. But the story doesn't end there. Christine wanted to drive this classy car out of the showroom herself, but it turned out not to be as romantic as she imagined. In the end, Christine sold the car and chose a smaller, easier-to-drive one. But her fear of luxury cars was nothing compared to her fear of flying, which was the main reason she left Fleetwood Mac in 1998. Yes, you heard that right, it was her fear of flying. Christine McVie lived a quiet life for 15 years in Kent, England, away from the spotlight, spending her time cooking, gardening, and walking her dog. Even Stevie Nicks wondered if Christine would ever return to music. After a 16-year hiatus, Christine unexpectedly released the album In the Meantime in 2004, a collaboration with her nephew Dan. It was quite a shock, since she had been relatively private before. By 2012, Christine had begun seeing a therapist to deal with her fear of flying, and she finally overcame it on a flight to Maui. There, she, Mick Fleetwood, and her ex-husband played music together, and Christine realized what she had been missing. "I had no respect for my talent," she said, and in 2013, Christine returned to the stage with Fleetwood Mac for the first time in 15 years at London's O2 Arena.
Because she came back and she just, you were saying that it was like really, almost like it was a parallel universe that maybe we lived.
Jeri Ryan, born on February 22, 1968 in Munich, West Germany, grew up in a military family with her father, Sergeant Jerry Zimmerman, and her mother, Sharon, a dedicated social worker, and an older brother, Mark. When she was only 11 years old, her father retired from the military. Jeri and her family moved to Paducah, Kentucky, and began their journey to explore the world. Her childhood was simple but no less exciting. From a young age, Jeri dreamed of becoming a big star in the entertainment industry. She not only studied hard at school but also participated in many beauty pageants, and in 1989, she had the honor of winning the Miss Illinois crown. Although she did not touch the Miss America crown in 1990, with her talent and confidence, Jeri finished the contest as the third runner-up. Her journey to Hollywood began from there, when she carried her determination and burning dream, stepping into the colorful world of acting.
You're sharing the cover with
an official poll, but I couldn't answer. I kind of grew up all over, but the longest we ever lived in one place was Paducah, Kentucky.
Now,
real small town.
what was
when I was like, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12.
Right.
And my brother and I had stayed, and Robin Zander sang to me, and I cried. I was like one of those groupies that you see from the.
Jeri Ryan is a prominent name in the Hollywood entertainment industry, especially in the science fiction genre. After graduating from college, Jeri decided to risk her acting career in Los Angeles. She began her artistic journey with memorable roles in TV shows such as Who's the Boss, Melrose Place, and Matlock. Although not everyone remembers, Jeri left a deep impression with her leading role in the science fiction series Dark Skies. Although not a huge success, this was the stepping stone that helped her shine more in the industry. In 1997, Jeri Ryan made the world look up when she took on the role of Seven of Nine in Star Trek, Voyager. This role became an indelible mark in her career. Transforming into a Borg drone freed from the collective consciousness, Jeri brought a perfect transformation with a super impressive silver bodysuit and unique Borg implants. Her acting talent was recognized when Jeri won the 2001 Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress on Television, marking a major turning point in her career. However, achieving this success was not easy. Interestingly, Jeri turned down the role of Seven of Nine 4 times before being convinced by producer Jerry Taylor. The main reason for her hesitation was because Jeri wanted to be seen as more than just a sex symbol. She felt that the role was mainly aimed at appealing to male viewers. However, when she joined the cast in the 4th season, the viewership jumped 60%, proving Jeri's charisma and talent. What do you think of this girl? Leave a comment below to let us know what you think.
I'm so sorry. My child.
Jeri Ryan, the actress best known for her role as Seven of Nine on Star Trek, Voyager, has had a rich and varied personal life, reflecting the ups and downs of her career and family life. In 1991, Jeri married Jack Ryan, an investment banker and future Republican political candidate. They were married on June 15th in Wilmette, Illinois, and were blessed with son Alex on August 15, 1994. However, their marriage did not last, and Jeri divorced Jack on August 27, 1999. Throughout their marriage, Jeri often traveled between Los Angeles and Wilmette, but the stresses of her family life and career made it impossible for them to maintain a long-term relationship. When Jack began his campaign for a seat in the United States Senate in 2004, the divorce became the focus of attention. The public allegations regarding their sex life led to Jack's withdrawal from the race, paving the way for his opponent Barack Obama to win the election. After the split, Jeri began a new relationship with producer Brandon Braga, but it was also short-lived. In 2003, she met French chef Christophe Eames at a charity event. They quickly developed a serious relationship, and on June 16, 2007, Jeri and Eames married in the Loire Valley, France. The couple welcomed their daughter in March 2008, creating a warm and happy family. Jeri Ryan is not only famous for her acting, but also has a strong passion for cooking. She worked weekends at the House restaurant in Los Angeles before opening Ortolan with Eames, a restaurant serving modern French cuisine. Although the restaurant closed in 2010 due to the impact of the Great Recession, Jeri's love and creativity in food lives on. With a colorful personal life, Jeri Ryan proves to be not only a talented artist, but also a passionate mother and woman.
Hours ago, just to connect the piece. I mean, how does that all feel for you?
It's very exciting. I mean, be among any of them. So
I know we were talking about like how this is truly a remarkable moment because this is a character that you made.
so this is such a beautiful send-off for her, I think.
Yeah, especially for speaking with us. And congratulations.
Thank
We're
you so
happy
much.
for you.
Thank you.
Currently, Jeri Ryan is enjoying a full and fulfilling life with her family in Los Angeles, California. At the age of 55, she is not only outstanding in her acting career, but also maintains a youthful and vibrant appearance. After her success in prominent roles such as Seven of Nine in Star Trek, Voyager, and Jessica Delvin in Shark, Jeri has returned to the character that audiences love in Star Trek, Picard. Not only stopping at her career, Jeri also devotes herself to community activities, especially in supporting victims of domestic violence and raising awareness about AIDS. She is a happy mother and wife, often spending precious time cooking with her husband, Chef Christophe Eames. The two have built a warm family, and Jeri always emphasizes that family is the most important thing in her life. Family, marriage, and children, that is life. With an estimated net worth of $20 million, Jeri Ryan has not only found success in her career, but has also found happiness and balance in her personal life. She is truly a role model for success in both the arts and family. We've told you all about her, now it's your turn. Let us know what you think of this video by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any more great videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
So this is such a beautiful send-off for her, I think.
Yeah, especially
Linda Ronstadt, born July 15, 1946, in Tucson, Arizona, grew up in a musical family. She was the third of 4 children born to Gilbert Ronstadt, who was not only a talented musician, but also a successful businessman in the machinery industry. When Linda expressed her dream of pursuing a music career in Los Angeles, her father was proud, but also worried about the challenges his daughter would face in the harsh entertainment world. However, Gilbert's love and support for Linda was always strong. Before she left for Los Angeles in 1965, he gave her his precious Martin guitar, along with an encouraging note: "Now that you have your guitar, you will never have to worry about making a living." This gift was more than just a physical object. It was also a great source of motivation for Linda's musical journey.
To dive, I didn't know. I mean, it was the biggest thing I'd ever seen. It was certainly a lot more. Walking.
Linda Ronstadt began her musical career at the age of 14 when she, her brother Peter, and sister Gretchen formed a folk band. The group performed regularly in coffeehouses, student houses, and other small venues. With a desire to blend folk music with rock and roll, Linda dropped out of the University of Arizona to pursue a career in the arts in Los Angeles. There, she reunited with her old friend Bobby Kimmel, along with Kenny Edwards, a guitarist who was writing folk songs. Together, they formed the Stone Ponies. Although they only released 3 albums in their first 15 months, the group's hit single Different Drum was a small but significant success in their musical journey. With a promising start, Linda Ronstadt released her debut solo album Hand Sewn. Homegrown in 1969, considered the first alternative country album by a female artist. She also joined the Music from Free Creek project and provided vocals for a Remington electric razor commercial. Her second album, Silk Purse, was released in March 1970, recorded in Nashville and produced by Elliot Mazer. The album's cover shows Ronstadt in a Muddy Pig pen, while the back cover depicts her on stage. Although she was not satisfied with the album, it gave her her first hit Long Time and a Grammy nomination for Best Contemporary Vocal Performance/Female. However, Linda is perhaps best remembered for her 1977 album, Simple Dreams. It was a defining album of her career, becoming one of the best-selling albums of the decade. Simple Dreams spawned 2 Billboard Hot 100 hit singles, a cover of Roy Orbison's Blue Bayou and a cover of Buddy Holly's It's So Easy. Linda has had her fair share of success, but her journey has not been smooth. While her music has been hailed by many as a step forward, her father did not share that view. He often mocked Linda's compositions, calling them farce, and often said, "I don't mean to be sarcastic, but it's not my style." For a while, Linda longed to explore Mexican music, but no one believed in her. However, her tenacity helped her reach her dream. In 1987, Linda had the opportunity to perform with a mariachi band on Johnny Carson's show, a memorable milestone in her career. This relentless effort led to the release of the album Canciones de mi Padre, which was certified platinum with over 2 million copies sold. Despite her successful career, Linda Ronstadt's personal life was not without its complications. Her first love was with award-winning producer John Boylan. Boylan later became her manager, and their relationship was happy until Linda moved in with him, and then things fell apart. She found love again with American singer J.D. Souther. They dated for 2 years and wrote several songs together, including Faithless Love. Their relationship ended in 1972, but they remained friends. Perhaps one of her most public relationships was with then Governor of California, Jerry Brown. Although the relationship did not last long, it left a lasting impression on Linda and those around her. Although Linda Ronstadt never married, she adopted a baby girl and a baby boy in the 1990s, a decision that demonstrated her love and devotion to her family. Linda has said that she felt she did not have the talent to marry and decided to focus on her career and her young family. In addition to her love life struggles, Linda also faced health problems when she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in early 2013. Initially, her symptoms were mild enough for her to continue performing, but things took a turn for the worse in August of that year. She shared that the disease had taken away her ability to sing, leading her to announce to her fans that she was giving up music. "I was just screaming instead of singing. I didn't want to charge people for it." As her health deteriorated, Linda had difficulty hearing, walking, and balancing, although she could still compose music in her head. However, the queen of rock and roll did not let this get her down. She felt relieved to no longer have to perform. "I never liked performing. I just liked singing with my family and friends." Hollywood has always been a place where boundaries are tested and broken, especially when it comes to fashion and style on screen. Bold moments like actresses going braless not only create waves of controversy, but also make powerful statements about freedom and individuality. Look at this picture. You might hear someone say, "Where are my eyes?" These images are so captivating. Read on to learn about actresses who have dared to go braless on screen and the horrors they endured for their rebellion. The story of Kate Winslet begins with an anecdote that has left many film lovers in awe. Winslet is not only a talented actress, but also a dedicated artist, willing to put authenticity first in every role. From the famous Titanic to the emotional The Reader, she always chose the way she believed best suited the character, even if that meant nudity or going braless. Remember Rose, the brave girl who was willing to risk everything for love on the Titanic? In the scene where Jack paints Rose like one of his French girls, Winslet is not only the character Rose, but also Kate herself, brave, free, and unafraid to break the rigid stereotypes of women on screen. With her confidence that transcends all limits, she brought a moment that was both daring and artistic that took the world by surprise. This is not only a milestone in Winslet's career, but also a symbol of freedom and the right to love your body. But don't think that Kate stops at Titanic. In The Reader, she continues to captivate audiences with her perfect transformation into Hannah Schmitz, a mysterious woman with a painful past. The film requires Winslet to perform many hot and sensitive scenes, and once again, she does not shy away. In fact, Kate once said that she sees these scenes as a way for the character to tell the most real story, because for her, acting is a form of art that is honest and undisguised. Kate Winslet has been open about not feeling ashamed of her body. "I never want anyone to feel ashamed of their body just because they've seen me on screen," she said in an interview. And that's what makes Winslet different. She doesn't conform to Hollywood beauty standards, but instead breaks them. Of course, not everyone understands or sympathizes with this approach. Like Marilyn Monroe before her, Winslet has sometimes faced scrutiny from the media and the public. But that hasn't deterred her. She's continued to forge her own path, leaving behind a series of roles that have made audiences ponder the true meaning of sexiness and inner strength. So, if you think Kate Winslet is just a glamorous Rose or an actress known for her bold scenes, think again. She's the embodiment of courage, a symbol of being true to yourself and your art. The world may continue to change, but Kate Winslet will always be a star who is not afraid to do what she believes is right, both on screen and in life. When mentioning Angelina Jolie, people cannot help but think of a bold, hot star both in the way she conquers the screen and the moment she dominates the red carpet. Jolie always knows how to make others admire, not only because of her acting talent, but also because of her charming and confident fashion style. One of the proofs of that boldness is the nude scenes, not wearing a bra in famous movies like Original Sin or the stormy appearances on the red carpet. Imagine Jolie on screen, where she dares to face challenging scenes. In Original Sin, Jolie proved that she is not only a beautiful actress, but also an artist who dares to break all boundaries. The bold scenes not only highlight her physical beauty, but also show her incredible dedication. And in those moments, viewers couldn't take their eyes off the screen because Jolie's charm and confidence seemed to dominate every frame. Off-screen, Jolie is also an undeniable fashion icon. Every time she steps on the red carpet, she creates a new fever. Who can forget the moment she appeared in a black dress with a high slit that defied gravity at the 2012 Oscars? Her long legs and proud posture immediately became a popular meme on social networks, proving that Jolie is not only a movie star, but also the queen of unexpected trends. But Jolie is more than just beautiful. She dares to challenge every stereotype of femininity and sexiness, from daring outfits to shocking appearances without underwear. However, Jolie's style has never been seen as cheap or meaninglessly shocking. On the contrary, it has always exuded elegance, strength, and confidence, a declaration that women have the right to control their image and do not need to ask anyone's permission to express it. Jolie's style is not just the way she dresses, but also the way she lives. Facing every challenge, from career, marriage to global charity activities, Jolie always maintains the demeanor of a resilient and independent woman. True to what she portrays on screen, Jolie in real life is also someone who is not afraid to take risks and break all barriers. In short, Angelina Jolie is a living testament to boldness and confidence. She is admired not only for her talent, but also for the way she defines glamour and style. Whether it is on screen with emotional scenes or on the red carpet with outfits that make others freeze, Jolie always knows how to leave a lasting impression. And that is the reason why she is always considered one of the most daring icons of Hollywood. Jennifer Aniston is not only a TV star, but also a style icon thanks to her role as Rachel Green in Friends. Her iconic Rachel haircut kept salons running wild in the 90s, but what really made Jennifer stand out was the way she channeled confidence through fashion, including those viral moments when she decided to go braless. This story is not only a style statement, but also a powerful affirmation of comfort in the modern feminist wave. Jennifer has made what many consider sensitive a natural part of life, while inspiring millions of fans. Many women admit that, thanks to Jennifer, they feel more confident with their bodies and learn to love themselves without the pressure to conform to rigid standards. Throughout the seasons of Friends, Rachel Green was the embodiment of charm, a little mischief, and impeccable fashion sense. From crop tops and sexy slip dresses to stylish office wear, Rachel has revolutionized the small screen. But it's Jennifer's no-bra moments that really make an impression on viewers. It's not just a random choice, but a way for her to express her comfort with her body in a natural, unadorned way. Jennifer once shared in an interview that she never thought too much about it. "I just wear what I feel most comfortable in," she said with a laugh. "If someone feels that is bold, then I think they are thinking too much." And it is true, what makes Jennifer special is that she does not intentionally make herself the center of attention, but simply lives true to herself. This is what makes her strangely attractive. In addition, Jennifer Aniston's appeal also lies in her ability to combine sexiness and natural grace. At the age of 50 plus, she still maintains her peak form in both beauty and charisma. Jennifer's fashion is not always flashy, but always has a strong appeal, from luxurious red carpet dresses to simple everyday style. Of course, it is impossible not to mention her impressive acting career. After Friends, Jennifer continued to shine in films like The Breakup, Marley and Me, and most recently The Morning Show, proving that she is not only a style icon but also a talented and versatile actress. Jennifer Aniston, with her radiant smile and unmistakable style, has become an icon of confidence and love of life. And whether it is Rachel Green of the 90s or Jennifer Aniston of today, she continues to inspire us all to live life to the fullest and never be afraid to be ourselves. Charlize Theron, the chameleon of Hollywood, is one of those actresses who is not afraid of challenges and always transforms to bring unforgettable performances. If you were surprised by her goddess-like beauty in Dior advertisements, prepare to be shocked to see Charlize completely different in the famous role of Monster. Determined to portray the most realistic image, Theron not only gained weight, but was also willing to give up her usual splendor to transform into Aileen Wuornos, a complex serial killer. It is not an exaggeration to say that she degraded her beauty in exchange for an Oscar. But what makes Theron special is not only making herself ugly, but also her bold attitude, ready to tear apart traditional Hollywood standards. She is not afraid to do nude scenes or appear without a bra if it serves the story. Don't misunderstand. This is not a gimmick to attract attention, but a way for Charlize to show respect for the character and the script. For example, in Atomic Blonde, a film full of breathtaking action scenes, she left the audience in a lasting memory with realistic documentary fighting scenes, both beautiful and bruised. Charlize is also known for her unique fashion sense, never confining herself to rigid stereotypes. On the red carpet, she can appear in a luxurious, sparkling dress, but behind the screen, she is willing to go barefaced and wear simple clothes, just to focus on the character. This boldness makes her a fashion icon that is both close and untouchable. In addition to her acting talent, Theron also makes many people admire her for her frankness and humor. She is not afraid to share behind-the-scenes stories that make fans laugh. Once, when asked about the nude scene in The Devil's Advocate, she laughed out loud. Taking off clothes on film is easy, but putting them on so that they still look natural is difficult. Besides, Theron is also a talented producer, using her influence to create works of depth and value. Projects like Bombshell or Young Adult prove that she is not only a beauty but also a passionate artist. Confident, charming, and always ready to break all boundaries, Charlize Theron is living proof that, when you are not afraid to be yourself, Hollywood will be the stage for you to shine. Is there anyone else but Charlize who can be both as elegant as a goddess and crazy and charming in the same movie? Definitely not. Kristen Stewart, the queen of chill and effortless style, is the epitome of modern, rebellious beauty. For her, sexiness isn't about what you wear, it's about how you wear it, or even how you don't wear it, literally. If Marilyn Monroe caused a stir with her clingy dress, Kristen Stewart is no slouch when it comes to making heads turn with her bold, free-spirited fashion style. Kristen is known for her no-holds-barred style, crop tops that reveal her toned waist, ripped jeans, and, of course, her signature sneakers. Whether on the red carpet or just strolling around town with a cup of coffee in hand, Kristen always manages to look comfortable yet sexy. And remember, if you ever see her on the red carpet in a gorgeous gown but wearing sneakers, it's 100% Kristen Stewart. Who needs heels when you can knock everyone off their feet with just a half smile? In movies, Kristen Stewart has always exuded the aura of a woman who knows what she wants and doesn't need anyone's permission. She has said that she hates rigid rules, which is clearly reflected in her roles, from the emotional Bella Swan in Twilight to the strong and sassy Sabina Wilson in Charlie's Angels. Kristen isn't afraid to experiment, from breathtaking action scenes to roles that require psychological depth. And let's be honest, no matter what she's wearing or not wearing, she still manages to mesmerize audiences. Kristen is no less daring in real life. She often appears on the street in outfits that make others look at her and think, "Hey, is that a Hollywood star?" But that's what makes Kristen different: her confidence and lack of need to please anyone. She's the kind of person you feel like you can talk to for hours about deep things, but also laugh about the silliest things. And like Marilyn Monroe did with her iconic nude dress, Kristen Stewart has her own fashion moments. Think of the sheer Chanel jumpsuit she wore to Cannes, where she broke all the rules with a style that was both daring and chic. Or the time she appeared in a casual blazer with nothing underneath. Only Kristen can do that and still exude an I am me vibe. All of this makes Kristen Stewart not just a movie star, but also an icon of a free, unconventional lifestyle. She's a reminder that true beauty lies in being true to yourself, whether it's on a glittering red carpet or just a simple day out. And if anyone can prove that sexiness doesn't have to be flashy, it's Kristen Stewart. While these bold moments may be controversial, they are also a testament to the power of breaking the mold in the film industry. These actresses dare to challenge fashion norms, pushing the boundaries of beauty and personal freedom to new heights. They are not only beauty icons, but also trendsetters, affirming that freedom and individuality are always appreciated on screen. If you find this video interesting and want to see more great content like this, don't hesitate to like the video and subscribe to our channel now. We guarantee that you won't want to miss anything on this journey of discovery. Jane Fonda, born on December 21, 1937 in New York, had a tumultuous but memorable childhood. The daughter of famous actor Henry Fonda and Mrs. Frances Fonda, Jane grew up in a family that combined fame and simplicity. However, her childhood was not smooth when her mother, Frances, suffered from mental illness and had to be hospitalized. In 1950, when Jane was only 12 years old, a great shock came when her mother died by suicide while being treated at Craig House Psychiatric Hospital in Beacon, New York. Her mother's death left a deep wound in her heart and haunted her for the rest of her life. After his wife's death, Henry married another woman just a few months later, but this marriage did not last long and they divorced a few years later. Despite the family's tragedies, Jane still had big dreams. As a child, she dreamed of becoming a model and soon signed with a prestigious modeling agency. She even appeared on the cover of Vogue magazine not once but twice. However, modeling was not the path Jane wanted to take long-term. Although her father was a famous actor, Jane had no intention of entering the film industry until she met Lee Strasberg, who saw talent in her and encouraged her to pursue acting. Strasberg's compliment completely changed Jane's thinking, and from then on, she decided to drop out of Vassar to pursue her passion for acting, opening a new chapter of her life full of ups and downs. In 1960, Jane made her stage debut in the romantic comedy Untold Story. Although it was just her first step, she showed audiences that she was a promising actress. 2 years later, she officially appeared on the big screen with 2 films, Period of Adjustment and Walk on the Wild Side. Jane's performance in Walk on the Wild Side was so impressive that she won her first Golden Globe, an admirable achievement for a newcomer. This success marked Jane as a notable face in the film industry, and fans could not help but look forward to her next steps. But the road to fame was not all roses. The following year, Harvard Lampoon awarded her the title of Worst Actress of the Year for her role in The Chaplin Report. This was a strong blow, but instead of backing down, Jane persevered, continuing to look for more challenging roles. In 1965, Jane had her breakthrough role in Cat Ballou, one of the year's highest-grossing films. The work helped her establish her talent, and critics began to see Jane in a whole new light. In 1968, Jane made a splash again with her leading role in Barbarella, a science fiction film that made her a sex symbol of cinema. Audiences were captivated not only by her charming appearance, but also by her confidence and charisma in her acting. This film established her as an irreplaceable star, and Jane Fonda's name began to appear continuously in famous magazines, becoming a role model for many young girls at that time. In the late 70s, Jane's career continued to flourish. But instead of following the Hollywood path, Jane decided to only choose film projects with social significance, refusing roles that did not fit her criteria. This was not only a bold decision but also a major turning point, affirming that Jane was not only an entertainment star, but also a social activist with a resilient spirit. Despite her brilliant career, Jane could not avoid the dark corners of her personal life. In the HBO documentary Jane Fonda in 5 Acts, she revealed her feelings of regret and sadness when recalling her childhood. Jane's mother suffered from manic depression and committed suicide in a mental hospital when Jane was young. Her mother's death left a deep emotional wound in Jane, causing her to blame herself, even thinking that she was the cause of her mother's death. In particular, the true story of her mother's death, which she learned through a magazine, caused a great shock to her, and from that moment on, Jane's life was never the same again. Jane's relationship with her father, Henry Fonda, also went through many ups and downs. They made the film on Golden Pond together, a work that not only made an impression on the audience, but also gave them a chance to mend their relationship. After some tense moments, Jane and her father finally understood each other. She recalled the moment when she said, "I want to be your friend," and touched his arm. It was a genuine, unscripted moment that showed her deep affection for her father. Despite overcoming many family sorrows, Jane still encountered many difficulties in her love life. With a strong and confident personality, Jane was always the one who took the initiative in relationships, but she had to go through many emotional challenges. Those years were not easy, but Jane always knew how to move forward and find peace for herself. As the 1970s rolled around, Jane found a deeper purpose in her life, and her career began to reflect these changes. Jane became very selective about her roles, only taking on roles that she believed conveyed important messages. Films like Coming Home, 1978, and 9 to 5, 1980, are prime examples of her not only acting but also becoming a voice for social issues like gender inequality and sexual harassment. Even when Jane's exercise videos became a phenomenon in the 1980s, she maintained her own genius. These tapes sold over 17 million copies, a staggering number at the time, but the huge profits were not for her to enrich herself. Instead, she donated them to social movements she believed in, like the Campaign for Economic Democracy. Never one to shy away from expressing her views, Jane has participated in and organized a variety of protests, from the anti-Vietnam War movement to the Black Lives Matter movement and environmental protection. In 1972, Jane even made a sensational trip to North Vietnam, an act that drew condemnation from many but also demonstrated her unwavering determination to fight for peace. This persistence did not stop in the 1970s, but continued to the present. In 1982, Jane Fonda released a VHS video called Jane Fonda's Workout, based on her best-selling exercise book. The video became one of the best-selling videos in history, with 17 million copies sold worldwide. However, few people know that Jane hated every moment of exercise. She said that she always found excuses to skip gym class when she was a student. One time, her friends dragged her to an indoor cycling class, and Fonda ended up in the hospital for 5 days. So how does she do the moves in the VHS so easily? Jane Fonda was born with a rare condition called double-jointedness, which allows her to move her arms beyond their normal range of motion. With this ability, the Oscar-winning actress can do activities like yoga and Pilates with ease. She also shared that thanks to the flexibility of her hands, she is able to take on challenging roles in the film industry. Her role in the sci-fi film Barbarella, 1968, where she played an astronaut from the future sent to stop a bad scientist, would have been exhausting if not for the flexibility of her arms. She surprised everyone when she escaped from handcuffs on her way to the courtroom after a night in jail. The actress, who has been open about her rebellious lifestyle since her early years, was arrested by Cleveland police on drug charges. Her arrest warrant came straight from the Nixon White House. While on her way to court, Fonda, who was handcuffed, unexpectedly gave of power to the people, fist pump to visitors, and the guards couldn't believe what they were seeing. "I have double-knuckle hands, so I made my hands smaller and got out of the handcuffs before the policewomen realized what was happening," the actress explained. Fonda was released the next day, as the government didn't want to prosecute her, but she was fined $5,500. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when protests were difficult, she continued to fight on social media and held talks with influential figures. Despite her busy social activities, Jane never gave up acting. She returned to Hollywood in 2005 with the comedy Monsters-in-Law, 2005, alongside Jennifer Lopez, after a 14-year break, and then continued to impress audiences with other roles. She also co-starred in the Netflix series Grace and Frankie, a work that lasted for 7 seasons and received much love from the audience. Jane Fonda's love life is also full of interesting stories. Her first love was with actor James Franciscus when she was only 18 years old, and it was the first time she experienced true love. After that, Jane had many prominent relationships, from guys in the industry to men in real life. One of her most prominent relationships was with French director Roger Vadim. The two met in 1963 and married 2 years later, creating an extremely famous couple. Their relationship created a big turning point in Jane's life, as this was also the time when she began to receive public attention and became a symbol of a free and rebellious lifestyle. Although the marriage with Vadim did not last long, it helped Jane mature a lot, both in her career and in her personal life. After her divorce, she continued to find love in other relationships, including her marriage to activist Tom Hayden in 1973. She gave birth to a son, Troy O'Donnell, and adopted an African-American girl, Marie Luana Williams, as part of her loving family. The marriage to Tom did not last forever, but it was an important part of her life. Jane continued to expand her romantic world and met Ted Turner, the founder of CNN. This relationship changed many things in her life, with happy and challenging years. Finally, after nearly a decade, Jane and Ted separated, but she still remembers the beautiful memories of this marriage. Jane Fonda's life was not only about romantic relationships and a prominent career. She also faced significant health challenges. In the late 2000s, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and osteoporosis, but through her resilience and determination, she overcame the disease. She underwent a mastectomy and made a full recovery. However, not long after, Jane faced another challenge. In April 2019, she underwent another surgery to remove a tumor from her upper lip. And not long after that, she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a type of blood cancer. However, thanks to aggressive chemotherapy and faith in her body's ability to heal, Jane overcame the disease and announced that she had achieved remission and would stop chemotherapy. By the age of 80, Jane Fonda had truly found peace in life. She decided to stop looking for love and closed the emotional store, as she admitted in an interview. She no longer feels the need to be perfect or seek validation from anyone. "I'm not dating anymore, but I had a relationship a few years ago," she shared. "I closed that store." Despite facing health challenges, Jane continued to work and dedicate herself to art. She no longer looks back on her younger years. Instead, she enjoys her freedom and decides to live the rest of her life as freely and happily as possible. With what Jane Fonda has experienced in life, she is a model of a strong, determined woman who knows how to love herself. She has become not only a movie star, but also a survivor, overcoming all challenges to become a free and happy woman. If you love this video and want more fun moments like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to always accompany us, together creating memorable and extremely fun moments. Donna Douglas' childhood, born in Pride, Louisiana on September 26, 1932, was a picture of warmth and simplicity. She grew up in a close-knit family where love and unity were always valued, creating a solid foundation for her extraordinary journey. With the charming natural landscape of the South, Donna soon developed an appreciation for the beauty of the world around her. From her early years, the little girl with a radiant smile left everyone around her in awe. Donna's sparkling eyes always contained the spark of big dreams, while her laughter rang out like joyful notes, spreading joy everywhere. She often stirred the atmosphere with impromptu plays and lively dances, attracting everyone's attention. With a strong determination and resilient spirit, Donna constantly explores her talent, turns her dreams into reality, brings more brilliant colors to life. She soon realizes that the whole world is waiting to welcome her talent. With passion and a big dream, Donna decided to leave her hometown Louisiana with a brave and ambitious heart, determined to pursue her dream among the bright lights of New York City. When she set foot in New York, the city that never sleeps, Donna was like a breath of fresh air, bringing with her brightness and enthusiasm. This city opened up to her an endless world of opportunities, where dreams can come true with relentless effort. With a bright smile and charming personality, Donna quickly attracted the attention of casting directors, opening the door for her to the world of modeling. She stepped on prestigious catwalks, touched the covers of famous magazines, and her beauty became a symbol of an era. Not only stopping at the fashion industry, Donna's true desire lies in acting. She wanted to bring to life characters that would make her laugh, cry, and feel the genuine emotions from her heart. Hollywood welcomed Donna with open arms, and she quickly proved her talent through many different roles. But perhaps her most famous role was Ellie Mae, the sweet country girl on the TV series The Beverly Hillbillies, which aired from 1962 to 1971. From her first appearance, Ellie Mae won the hearts of audiences with her natural beauty and innocent innocence. Donna Douglas was not only a talented actress, but also someone who was able to convey genuine emotions. Through each episode, the audience could feel the warmth and closeness of her character. Donna's portrayal of Ellie Mae has created a cultural icon, a model of Southern charm and the innocent beauty of a country girl. In addition to her sweetness, humor is also one of the strengths that helps Donna shine. Ellie Mae is often caught up in ridiculous situations, and with her excellent acting ability, Donna has brought those moments a colorful vitality. Her expressive face and humorous style not only make the audience laugh, but also make them remember this character forever. Donna's success is not only in the hearts of the audience, but also on the covers of famous magazines, where her image is present on countless publications. She has become an icon of the times, attracting attention not only from the audience, but also from famous television shows, where she appears as a beloved guest. With her signature charm and warm demeanor, Donna has easily won over both interviewers and audiences. However, her popularity comes not only from her acting talent, but also from her ability to connect deeply with people. Donna always takes the time to listen and understand, which has made her a friend and a sympathetic person to her fans. In addition to her on-screen success, Donna has explored other paths in the entertainment industry. She has released several albums, showcasing her melodious voice along with emotional ballads. Her voice has touched the hearts of many people, making them feel in tune with her soul. Despite her fame and success, Donna has always maintained a humble and grateful heart. She has not forgotten what she has been through and is always willing to help others. Through her charitable activities, she has used her fame as a platform to make a difference in the lives of those in need. Her kind heart and compassion have made her a role model to fans all over the world. Donna Douglas' life was like a romantic comedy. From her childhood in Louisiana, she had a passionate soul and strong family values. Her passion for acting led her to Hollywood, where she became a shining star in the series The Beverly Hillbillies. Here, she not only attracted the eyes of the audience, but also melted the heart of director Robert M. Leeds. The couple quickly got together in 1971, creating a beautiful love story like a fairy tale. At first, they lived in an atmosphere filled with joy and laughter, sharing memorable moments together. However, like many movies, life was not always rosy. The pressure of fame and the demands of their careers caused them to face many challenges. Although their love was strong, cracks gradually appeared, and finally, in 1980, they decided to part ways on a respectful and friendly basis. Despite the sadness, Donna and Robert still retained fond memories and a sincere friendship as a testament to the fact that love can change but never disappear. Donna Douglas' life is a memorable journey, full of color and valuable lessons. However, Donna Douglas faced the biggest challenge of her life when she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, but that did not diminish her strong spirit and bright personality. A true warrior, Donna is not only a talented actress, but also a symbol of strength and resilience. When she received the bad news, her heart was heavy, but she was determined not to let the disease discourage her. She began her journey to recovery with an incredible spirit and courage. Through each treatment, Donna kept a smile on her face and spread light to those around her. Her battle with pancreatic cancer was not an easy one, but she left behind a great legacy, not only her impressive acting roles, but also a role model for all of us about the strength of the human spirit. Although she left this world on January 1st, 2015, at the age of 82, Donna's spirit lives on in the beautiful memories she left behind. Let's remember her as a brave woman whose bright light touched the lives of many. Donna's legacy is not only a story of a life, but also a valuable lesson in kindness, perseverance, and the ability to overcome all difficulties. If you love this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to discover more interesting things. See you in the next videos. In part 1 of the series, we explored legendary icons like Marilyn Monroe and Sophia Loren, who were not only famous for their beauty but also for their freedom and style, including daring to go braless on screen. Continuing the previous part, we will continue to admire other vintage divas like Jane Fonda or Anne Margaret, who were not afraid to break the rules of fashion and became endless sources of inspiration for future generations. Let's explore more prominent names, bold fashion revolutions, and freestyles that have made an indelible mark in the history of cinema. Anne Margaret, the fiery young lady of Hollywood, is not only famous for her acting talent, but also for her bold and seductive fashion style. If you have ever seen Bye Bye Birdie, 1963, you will surely not forget the image of Anne Margaret in a sparkling fashion outfit and completely without a bra. This is not only a smart fashion choice, but also a strong declaration of freedom and absolute confidence. She is not simply a beautiful woman, she is a symbol of rebellion, not afraid to break the strict and conservative fashion stereotypes of that time. The image of Anne Margaret appearing in a braless outfit is an indelible mark in the public's heart. When talking about Anne Margaret, people not only remember her romantic movie roles, but also remember her as a model woman who is not constrained by social standards. Instead of adhering to classic standards, she decided to create a new image, a sexy image, but no less independent and individual. The braless outfit in Bye Bye Birdie became a fashion statement, affirming that confidence is the most important factor that helps a woman shine. And that confidence, Anne Margaret did not hesitate to show, making her one of the most sex symbols in Hollywood. There is no denying that in the 60s and 70s, the braless style became a bold fashion symbol for Hollywood actresses. This was a time when rebellion and free-spirited style became a trend in the fashion industry, and Anne Margaret was a pioneer in this movement. Her appearance in braless outfits was not simply a style choice, but also a declaration of women's freedom to express themselves. And Anne Margaret, with her confidence and irresistible charm, created a new standard for bold women in that era. Interestingly, Anne Margaret was not the only one who created a shock in the entertainment industry with the braless style. Other female icons of Hollywood, such as Farrah Fawcett, also contributed to creating a special fashion movement. Farrah, who is best known for her role as Jill Monroe in Charlie's Angels, 1976, has also shown her confidence and strength through her personal style, including braless sportswear. And like Anne Margaret, Farrah has also not hesitated to say that she believes the success of Charlie's Angels is largely due to the fact that none of the three angels had to wear bras. This shows that, not only in Hollywood, but all over the world, the image of confident women with unique personal styles has created a revolution in the image of women in the public. The freedom to choose clothes, especially not wearing a bra, has become a symbol of independence and control over a woman's body. Anne Margaret and Farrah Fawcett are not only talented actresses, but also symbols of freedom, strong femininity, and bold choices in style. Their era was an era of change and breaking of classical norms, where women were not afraid to express their personality and ego through their outfits. When mentioning Jane Fonda, it is impossible not to mention her rebellious boldness, both in fashion style and in social activities. With a career spanning decades, Fonda has made her mark not only as a movie star, but also as a style icon of the 60s, making the whole world look back and admire. Imagine you are a young girl living in the turbulent period of the 60s, where women began to assert themselves in society, and Jane Fonda was the embodiment of that change. In the movie Barbarella, 1968, Fonda appeared in super bold science fiction costumes, surprising the whole film world. The image of Barbarella is not only a symbol of beauty, but also a big step forward in expressing the strength and freedom of women. Fonda's tight-fitting outfits, adventurous action scenes, and captivating eyes changed the way women were viewed in cinema, defining a strong, boundary-pushing style. But talking about Jane Fonda, we cannot forget her bold social activities. She was one of the first people to speak out strongly on social issues, especially in the anti-war movement of the 60s and 70s. Her love for freedom and equality made Fonda a role model for millions of women, not only in her career, but also in her way of life and how she faced challenges. Don't forget that Fonda also caused a stir when she engaged in controversial political issues, and she was even nicknamed Hanoi Jane for her actions against the Vietnam War. But nothing could shake Fonda's courage. She always stood firm and continued to be an example for a new generation of women. Another bold symbol that Jane Fonda created was in the 80s, when she turned to making exercise videos. This was not just a simple sport, but a movement to help women become more confident in themselves and their own physical strength. Fonda's exercise videos are not only outstanding for their effectiveness, but also because she has turned a seemingly ordinary activity into an indispensable part of women's lives. The image of Fonda in a sports suit, dripping with sweat and always smiling on her lips, has created a new wave of exercise, encouraging people, especially women, to live healthier and more active lives. Jane Fonda is living proof of a woman who is not only beautiful, but also dares to be true to herself, dares to do different things to change the world. That is why she remains one of the strongest and never-fading icons of the world of cinema and society. Her contributions, whether in cinema or social activities, have inspired millions of people, especially generations of women, affirming that boldness is the key to opening new doors, both in career and life. Raquel Welch, a timeless beauty and sex symbol, has carved her name into film history with her irresistible beauty and daring style. One of the most memorable moments in Raquel's career was when she wore a leather bikini in the movie 1,000,000 Years BC, 1966. That scene not only made viewers admire her wild beauty, but also created a sexy image that was hard to surpass. Without the need for a bra or elaborate costumes, with just a simple bikini, Raquel Welch captivated the world and turned herself into a symbol of charm, confidence, and uniqueness. So how did Raquel Welch become an icon? She was not only a beautiful actress, but also someone who broke many rules and standards of the time. While many female celebrities are often forced to adhere to strict standards of appearance, Raquel has proven that women do not need to wear extravagant dresses or cover up in elaborate, discreet layers to shine and command the stage. It is her bold style and confidence in not needing a bra or complicated clothing that has made her a role model for strong, free, and independent women. Raquel's boldness is not only limited to fashion, but also reflected in the way she chooses her roles. She is not afraid to challenge herself with different and exploratory roles, always renewing herself in each film. Therefore, Raquel Welch is not only remembered for her outstanding beauty, but also for her impressive acting talent. She is the ideal model of free women, always daring to express themselves without having to follow any social norms. And when talking about the symbol of freedom and charm, it is impossible not to mention one of the outstanding features that Raquel Welch brings to the world: not wearing a bra. This is not a provocation, but a declaration of freedom and self-acceptance. Raquel Welch has proven that there is nothing wrong with women choosing to be comfortable in their clothes, and that does not diminish their beauty and sexiness. In fact, it was this comfort and freedom in the way she dressed that helped her stand out more than ever. With her bold style, Raquel Welch was not only a movie star, but also a cultural icon, a woman who affirmed that beauty comes not only from appearance, but also from confidence, strength, and the ability to be true to herself. And no matter how much time passes, Raquel Welch will always be one of the irreplaceable sex symbols in the history of cinema. Brigitte Bardot, an irreplaceable symbol of charm and freedom, has become a living legend of French cinema. She not only stands out with her captivating roles, but also with her bold and completely natural fashion style. Without a bra, Bardot confidently showed off her enchanting beauty, creating a trend that still holds true today. She is the embodiment of free beauty, not constrained by any stereotypes, and is a role model for women who dare to be true to themselves. Right from the movie And God Created Woman, 1956, Bardot made the audience admire with her bold, rebellious, but equally charming image. She is not only a symbol of cinema, but also a symbol of freedom in fashion. The whole world admires her not only for her acting talent, but also for her strong choices in breaking social norms about beauty. This film helped her shape the image of a free, confident woman, and especially not afraid to show off her natural beauty, from her flowing hair to her daring outfits, typically flimsy jackets, without the need for a bra. Bardot was not the only one to pioneer this trend. The image of famous Hollywood stars in the 60s such as Marilyn Monroe or Sophia Loren also created strong waves in the fashion industry, with classic dresses and sexy outfits. However, Bardot has always been known as a pioneer in blurring the line between natural beauty and boldness. She affirmed that charm is not a matter of math, but freedom and the ability to master yourself. In addition to provocative outfits, Brigitte Bardot also made the public admire the way she expressed herself through her lifestyle. Especially in the 60s, when the feminist movement was starting to explode, she became a model of a woman who dared to stand up for her rights and those of all women. Not only a fashion icon, Bardot is also a symbol of strength, independence, and freedom. Nowadays, whenever Brigitte Bardot is mentioned, people not only remember a movie goddess with top beauty, but also remember a model of free living, full of personality and charm. She is a clear proof that charm does not lie in strict rules, but in the courage to break social limits and then become an immortal symbol in the hearts of fans. Bardot is a living legend whose name still captivates the hearts of those who love freedom and independence. For each of them, fashion is not just about clothes, but also a declaration of confidence, about living true to one's identity without worrying about the judgment of others. Thanks to these strong marks, they paved the way for the next generation of artists and style icons. Their strong, decisive steps have made fashion an irreversible revolution. If you love boldness and style and want to learn more about legendary fashion icons, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next articles. Reba McEntire, a little girl from McAlester, Oklahoma, had a colorful childhood and unforgettable memories. Born in 1955, Reba grew up on a ranch in Chaki, where she and her family enjoyed a simple life filled with love and connection. The third of 4 children, Reba grew up in a family where everyone had a hand in the work on the ranch, from castrating bulls to giving cattle deworming medication. They not only worked together, but also created happy memories together, especially the car rides to their father's rodeos, where music and happiness were always in the air. Reba's mother, Jacqueline, always dreamed of becoming a country singer, although her life led her to become a teacher, librarian, and secretary. However, the love of music still ran in the McEntire family's veins. Jacqueline skillfully taught her children to sing in harmony during their trips, which led to Reba and her siblings developing a love for music at an early age. Reba not only sang, but also began to learn to play the guitar and piano, making music an integral part of her daily life. Entering her high school years, Reba continued to shine. She joined the 4-H club, where her passion for the arts had a chance to explode. Singing My Sweet Little Alice Blue Gown in a contest helped Reba win first place and turned her into a little star in the community. Imagine a little girl with bright red hair and a bright smile, standing on stage singing for everyone to hear. Nothing could stop her dream. Although her talent was recognized, after graduating from high school, Reba was forced to study elementary education to be like her mother. The image of Reba wearing a school uniform, with a dream of music but having to sit in a school chair really makes people feel both funny and pitiful. But the young girl did not let this discourage her. After graduating, she decided to give up her dream of becoming a teacher to pursue the music path that she truly loved. And then, Reba's early years turned a new page. Together with her siblings, they formed a band, the Singing McEntires, where they performed songs about their famous grandfather. The image of the 4 siblings singing together on stage, with bright smiles and sparkling eyes, is a symbol of unity and love in the family. Songs like The Ballad of Old John McEntire not only helped them gain attention from the community, but also brought them closer to their big dream. However, the real musical dream began with a fateful event. Reba's father arranged for her to perform at the National Finals Rodeo, where her talent caught the attention of country music artist Red Steagall. After the performance, Reba caught Red's eye and he decided that she was the star he was looking for. Interestingly, however, Reba's mother, Jacqueline, urged Red to offer contracts to all of her children, but Red only wanted Reba, because according to him, she had something special that no one could deny. And so, the journey to becoming one of the greatest country music stars began. With hardships, challenges, and relentless passion, Reba decided to give up everything to pursue her dream. The image of the ambitious young girl leaving her hometown to record in Nashville is a symbol of a new beginning. Reba's career began in 1975 when Reba signed with Mercury Records, marking a milestone in her career. However, the beginning was not as easy as she expected. In 1976, she released her first song, I Don't Want to Be a Singer. Although she had a relatively good start, peaking at number 88 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, Reba always felt that she could do better. With an artistic soul and a strong passion, Reba did not give up. She continued to keep her band together, but the singles they released did not bring great success. However, she was not discouraged. The fight to establish herself in the music industry continued, although the pressure and frustration sometimes increased. Eventually, realizing that she would not be able to achieve her big dreams if she stayed with them, Reba decided to leave the group and start a new chapter in her life. The year 1983 was a major turning point in Reba's career. She released the single Can't Even Get the Blues, and the magic happened when it reached number 1 on the Billboard Country Music chart. A well-deserved recognition for her tireless efforts. The following year, with the song Why Do We Want, Reba made her mark at number 10 on the chart. From then on, there was no doubt about her talent anymore. The list of Reba's outstanding songs just kept going on: Someone to Leave, The Last One to Know, One Promise Too Late, You Lie, and Turn on the Radio. Each song is not only a work of art, but also a story, emotion, and experience that she sends to the audience. After 33 years of artistic activities and a memorable plane crash, Reba has experienced unimaginable ups and downs. Although at times at the peak of her career, Reba is not immune to wrong decisions. Firing all her managers to establish her own entertainment company was a bold decision, but it did not always bring good results. In 2023, Reba had her last public performance when she performed the national anthem at Super Bowl 57. It was not only a moment of glory, but also a tribute to her illustrious career. Reba is a symbol of perseverance and courage, a testament to pursuing passion despite difficulties. Despite her success, Reba's life was not without its challenges. On March 16, 1991, tragedy struck when one of the 2 planes carrying her and her crew crashed. Among the dead were 8 members of her band and 2 pilots. The loss left a deep wound in Reba's soul, and she struggled with the pain for years. Although many friends in the industry, such as Vince Gill and Dolly Parton, offered to replace her band to complete the tour, Reba declined. She understood that her friends had become part of her family, and losing them was a devastating blow that could never be healed. In honor of those who had died, McEntire released the album For My Broken Heart, a heartfelt work that chronicled her grief and remembrance. The album reached number 1 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart and sold over 4 million copies, proving the power of music to heal. Reba also showed her acting chops. The film Tremors, 1990, marked the beginning of her acting career. Playing the role of Heather Gummer, Reba showed a new side to her talent. The success of this film opened the door for Reba to pursue an acting career in parallel with her music. In 1991, she received a nomination for Best Supporting Actress at the Saturn Awards, confirming that her acting talent was not limited to music. Continuing to develop her talent, Reba starred in many films and television shows, including The Gambler Returns, The Luck of the Draw, and North. She also worked with big names like Rob Reiner as an assistant director. However, after a long time working in both music and acting, Reba realized that dividing her time between the two fields was not easy. She had to make a difficult decision to leave one of them. In the end, although she still loved acting, Reba chose music as her main path. Throughout her career, Reba has received numerous awards and honors, including Grammy Awards, Country Music Association Awards, and many others. She is not only an artist, but also a pioneer in the music industry, paving the way for many other female artists. With her warm voice and excellent storytelling ability, Reba has conveyed her emotions and stories to the audience in the most authentic way. In addition, Reba has also participated in famous television shows. The sitcom Reba debuted in 2001 and quickly attracted the attention of the audience. With her natural and humorous acting, Reba portrayed the true image of a single mother trying to raise her children in an imperfect family. The show brought her many awards and nominations, helping to solidify her position in the hearts of the audience. As a successful woman, Reba attracted many men, but Reba's life was like a colorful song, with sweet melodies and low notes, clearly reflected in her love affairs and marriages. Reba's love journey began with Charlie Battles, a champion bullfighter and cowboy who was 10 years older than her. For Reba, love was never limited by the past or age, and the fact that Charlie had 2 sons from previous marriages was not a problem. She was a strong and confident woman who always knew what she wanted. However, this marriage did not last long, because Charlie was not ready for the fame that Reba was about to have. Reba's life began to change when she decided to get a divorce in 1987, leaving her hometown of Oklahoma for Nashville, Tennessee, where her musical dreams awaited her. After establishing herself firmly in the music industry, Reba entered a new relationship with Narvel Blackstock, a manager and former steel guitarist. They had a private wedding ceremony in Lake Tahoe, where love and music seemed to blend together. Everyone hoped that the couple would have a long-lasting happiness. However, according to Reba, their relationship was mainly focused on work. They spent too much time discussing their careers and forgot to nurture their personal feelings. After 26 years together, this drove them apart, and finally, in December 2013, they decided to divorce. Despite the end of the relationship, Reba still maintains a good relationship with Narvel as they have a son together, Shelby Stephen McIntyre Blackstock, who was born in February 1990. After breaking up with Narvel, Reba challenged herself with a new, exciting relationship with photographer Anthony Lazo. This relationship attracted public and media attention, and Reba was very open about her feelings. But like a sad song, after 6 months of dating, they decided to break up. This shows that, no matter how famous, love can still be difficult. Currently, Reba is happily in a relationship with American actress Lex Lynn. Their first meeting took place in 1991, but it was not until 2021 that their feelings blossomed. Reba is not shy about expressing her affection for Lex in interviews. "I couldn't get enough of him," Reba shared about the early days of their romance. She praised Lex as a wonderful person who was always supportive and caring. They attended many public events, dinners, and social gatherings together, where their love was like sweet music in the middle of their busy lives. It may surprise some to know that Reba had a special relationship with former President George H.W. Bush. While this relationship may not be something that everyone thinks about, Reba once revealed that they kept in touch until his death in 2018. In a 2007 interview, Reba shared that they were just close friends, exchanging emails. While it's hard to say whether there was more than friendship, it's certain that Reba's love and respect for him was immense. Reba McEntire's love life may have been a series of ups and downs, but what's important is that she always picked herself back up after each fall. From a strong woman searching for true love to a famous artist, Reba has written an inspiring story. Each relationship, successful or not, has contributed to her journey. Like a soulful country song, Reba's life is a testament to the power of love, perseverance, and determination. Despite many ups and downs in her career, Reba has never stopped being creative and challenging herself. She is still actively involved in new projects, from music to acting. Reba has even appeared in major TV shows and events, making fans always eagerly await new products from her. She also does not hesitate to share her dreams for the future. Reba often says that she still has many things she wants to do and has no intention of retiring. With her strong passion, Reba McEntire will certainly continue to make miracles in her artistic career. Currently, Reba McEntire is 69 years old, enjoying love and vacations with her lover, Rex Lynn. She lives in a mansion in Nashville, Tennessee, with an estimated net worth of $95 million. If you like interesting things and want to discover new things with us, do not hesitate to like and subscribe. Each of your likes is a great motivation for us to continue creating more attractive videos. Jennifer Connelly had a colorful and exciting childhood, marked by many unexpected changes. Born on December 12, 1970 in Round Top, a small, peaceful village in Cairo, New York, Connelly was the only child in her family. Her mother, Eileen Carroll, was an antique dealer of Polish and Russian Jewish descent, and her father, Gerard Connelly, was a clothing manufacturer of Irish and Norwegian descent. The Connelly family originally lived in Brooklyn Heights, but because her father suffered from asthma, they moved to Woodstock in 1976 to escape the urban smog, before returning to Brooklyn Heights 4 years later. Jennifer was an active and natural child, often running and exploring everywhere. When she was 10 years old, a family friend advised her parents to send Jennifer's photos to the Ford modeling agency. And in the blink of an eye, Jennifer was a child model for print ads and then television commercials. However, according to Jennifer, she had absolutely no idea that she would become an actress when she grew up. A hard-working student, she entered Yale University to study English literature after graduating from high school. At that time, Jennifer described herself as a true bookworm who did not care about partying, even skipping sleep and eating. However, just 2 years later, Jennifer transferred to Stanford University to study drama, inspired by talented teachers like Roy London and Howard Fine. However, with the support of her family, Jennifer soon left school and returned to the path of art. Starting with the covers of the teen magazine 17 and with a few pop songs recorded for the Japanese market, Jennifer took steady steps into the entertainment world. Jennifer Connelly entered the film industry with a natural charm and promising talent, and from her first role, she left audiences stunned. In 1984, she appeared in the epic film Once Upon a Time in America by legendary director Sergio Leone when she was only 14 years old, transforming into Deborah Gelly, an innocent but introspective ballet girl. Although it was a small role, Deborah left a deep impression thanks to Jennifer's captivating acting ability. Starring alongside famous names like Robert De Niro and led by Leone's meticulous style, Jennifer proved that she was not only a radiant beauty but also a true actress. Although the film was not successful at the US box office, Jennifer's role was highly appreciated worldwide, affirming her as a rough diamond of cinema. After the first breakthrough, Jennifer did not stop. In 1986, she appeared in Jim Henson's classic fantasy film Labyrinth, where she played Sarah Williams, a girl who is sucked into a magical maze to rescue her younger brother. Working alongside legendary rock star David Bowie as the Goblin King, Jennifer had magical moments but also had challenges. She had to dance and express a variety of complex emotions in a magical setting. Although the film was not a success upon its release, time has proven the immense appeal of Labyrinth, a work that fans later cherished as a nostalgic gem. Labyrinth became a landmark in Jennifer's career, bringing her into the vast and artistic world of cinema. However, Hollywood is a place where beauty and talent are sometimes not enough to ensure advancement. After Labyrinth, Jennifer Connelly faced the challenge of transitioning from child actor to more mature roles. Despite her stunning looks and undeniable talent, she struggled to break free from the pretty young actress stereotype. Hollywood was tough at the time and not ready to give her the big break she needed. But with determination, Jennifer continued to strive to prove herself in complex and gritty roles, demonstrating the depth of her acting. Her biggest success came when she landed a role in Requiem for a Dream, 2000, a challenging film directed by Darren Aronofsky. The role required not only her subtle acting skills, but also the courage to play a character with deep and dark emotions. Jennifer stunned with a haunting and authentic performance, earning her numerous prestigious awards and recognition as one of the best actresses of her generation. This was a major milestone in her career, taking Jennifer out of her comfort zone and establishing her as a true actress with the ability to constantly transform. In 2001, when she was invited to play the role of Alicia Nash in the film A Beautiful Mind by famous director Ron Howard. With her ability, it seemed that Jennifer would be excited to immediately accept the role in such a big project. However, she flatly refused. Yes, from the beginning, Jennifer was not completely sure about the role of Alicia and whether she could bring depth to the character. But fortunately, life has a way of creating surprises. Not long after that, Jennifer met Alicia Nash in person, a woman with rare charisma and inner depth. It was this meeting that awakened something special in Jennifer. She began to see Alicia as not just a role, but a living story waiting for her to tell. The role of Alicia required delicacy and sensitivity beyond what Jennifer had experienced in her career. Having to transform into a woman who lived with love and suffering while watching her husband struggle with mental illness was not an easy thing. And perhaps it was that challenge that made Jennifer decide to take on this project. With A Beautiful Mind, Jennifer Connelly was not just an actress, she was the soul of the film. The film was a huge success, grossing over $313 million and winning 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. But for Jennifer, the real success was in her ability to bring deep emotions to the audience through the character Alicia. Famous critic Roger Ebert had to exclaim, "Jennifer Connelly shines as Alicia. It is her complex performance, portraying a woman torn between love and fear, that elevates this film to a new level." Jennifer's journey to the Oscar was truly memorable. At the 74th Academy Awards, Jennifer Connelly was named Best Supporting Actress. It was not only a victory, but also a recognition of her outstanding talent. This Oscar marked a turning point in Jennifer's career, helping her affirm her position as a serious actress capable of taking on complex and multi-layered roles. After the success of A Beautiful Mind, Jennifer's career seemed to be rekindled. She had more opportunities to participate in prestigious projects and was free to choose new roles. The role of Alicia Nash not only brought her an Oscar, but also confidence and a strong voice in the Hollywood film industry. Unlike celebrities who are constantly exposed to the media or involved in noisy controversies, Jennifer has always kept her life quite private and full of smart choices. It all started in 2001 when Jennifer met Paul Bettany during the filming of a movie. True to a Hollywood romantic love story, the two immediately felt a special connection. Jennifer recalls that when she first met Paul, she thought, he's talented. That fateful fate led them to a relationship that was not only beautiful but also sustainable. Before officially becoming a couple, Paul didn't wait long to do something that few people dared to do. He proposed to Jennifer before they even started dating. And, like in romantic comedies, Jennifer said yes right away. Shortly after the show wrapped, they officially became a couple and married in 2003 in a private ceremony in Scotland. Their marriage was not only a rare example of lasting Hollywood love, but also the beginning of a harmonious, loving family. Jennifer already had a son named Kai from a previous relationship with photographer David Dugan, and with Paul Bettany, she welcomed 2 more children, Stellan in 2003 and Agnes Lark in 2011. All 3 children are a great source of motivation in Jennifer's life, making her feel that her life is full and meaningful. Jennifer is not afraid to share that motherhood has deeply affected both her work and her personal life. She found that having children made her more responsible, not only for herself, but also for the people around her. This new responsibility extends to my work, where I now consider the impact my roles have on the world my children are growing up in, she says. Being a mother means thinking about the future and the impact of every decision you make. Like many mothers, Jennifer has learned to balance fame and family life. Despite her fame in classic films like A Beautiful Mind and Requiem for a Dream, she has chosen to live a relatively private life, avoiding public relationships or tabloid appearances. Jennifer Connelly has never been one to chase the spotlight or fake aura. She chooses films with values and deep messages, projects that make her feel proud rather than just for financial gain or fame. I have a very private lifestyle, nothing too scandalous, she shares. And indeed, she has always been successful in maintaining privacy in her personal life, even with her marital relationship. This does not mean that she is completely away from the public. In interviews and events, Jennifer has always been known as a strong woman with a clear perspective on life, but she has always been clever in keeping details about her family in private space. In the spirit of protecting her children from public scrutiny, Jennifer has chosen not to share too much about her family on social networks or media. She is also very careful in creating boundaries to protect her children from the pressures of a famous life. With a responsible approach and a sense of protecting family happiness, Jennifer always ensures that her loved ones are not affected by gossip in society. In 2020, Jennifer Connelly surprised Hollywood when she stepped into the world of television with Snowpiercer, a dramatic post-apocalyptic series adapted from the blockbuster film by director Bong Joon-ho. Known for her heavy film roles, Connelly's acceptance of such a long-running television project was a big move. And then, she completely mastered the role of Melanie Cavill, the voice of the giant train in the context of the world being destroyed. It was a challenging role with internal conflicts, but Jennifer did not disappoint, showing all the intelligence and determination of the character. If you think Snowpiercer is all that Jennifer Connelly can bring to the television genre, then prepare yourself. In 2022, she continues to explode with Dark Matter of Apple TV+. In this series, she plays Daniela Dessen, a character who faces decisive choices in her life, and more specifically, she has to portray different versions of the character in parallel realities. What do you think about Jennifer Connelly being able to live in multiple realities at the same time? It sounds complicated, but Connelly excellently portrays every emotion and every step of Daniela through different realities. Although Jennifer has left a deep mark in the television world, she has not forgotten the big screen. In 2022, after a long absence from blockbusters, Connelly made an impressive comeback with Top Gun: Maverick, a giant film with global influence. She played Penny Benjamin, Maverick's, Tom Cruise, partner, and it was no surprise that the film became a big hit that summer. Certainly, after participating in Top Gun: Maverick, she has proven that she is not only suitable for emotional roles, but can also conquer blockbusters with confidence and a unique style. What is special is that, in an industry famous for its obsession with youth, Jennifer Connelly still maintains a very positive and youthful attitude. She is not only a veteran actress, but also an actor who is constantly learning and challenging herself. Connelly frankly shared that she does not feel worried about growing old in Hollywood. Instead, she sees it as a great opportunity to learn, challenge herself, and constantly explore new possibilities. Jennifer also shared that she loves the thought of theater, although she joked that she would not participate in a musical, although we know that she would do very well if she tried theater. This shows an optimistic spirit and a will to constantly strive. Thank you for watching my video. If you find this content interesting and want to see more interesting videos, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your like and subscribe not only help me, but also help the channel grow. Thank you very much. Hello everyone. Today we continue to bring you the next part of our journey to discover outstanding cinema icons. In parts 1 and 2, we learned about legends like Marilyn Monroe and Sophia Loren, stars who not only left their mark thanks to their beauty but also because of their freedom, especially daring to go braless on screen. Continuing those inspiring stories, today we will admire other vintage divas like Jean Harlow and Jennifer Lawrence, who broke all fashion limits and became endless sources of inspiration for future generations. Let's get started. Jean Harlow, a Hollywood icon, is a woman who not only exploded the screen but also stole the hearts of countless fans thanks to her bold fashion style and unmatched charm. Although she only worked in the film industry for 9 years, Jean had time to carve her name into the hearts of fans and forever become one of the eternal legends of Hollywood. With her outstanding platinum hair and always luxurious appearance, Jean Harlow became an indispensable fashion icon of the 1930s. The costumes she wore on screen made the audience unable to take their eyes off, especially in the movie Hell's Angels directed by Howard Hughes. Imagine a beautiful girl with a seductive figure, wearing fiery clothes and conquering all eyes from the first appearance. The audience at that time was not only captivated by her top-notch performances but also fascinated by her inimitable fashion style. However, not everyone loved Jean Harlow. Critics at that time criticized her acting many times, saying that Jean only relied on her appearance without much real talent. Some people even said that she should not pursue acting. But you know, Jean is not someone who gives up easily. She has proven to the world that she is not only a beauty but also a talented actress through classic films such as Red-Headed Woman, Wife and Secretary, Libeled Lady, and The Girl from Missouri. She has constantly innovated and developed her career despite many criticisms. One of the things that makes Jean Harlow an unforgettable monument in the hearts of the public is that she always knows how to create unforgettable moments in each film. Her scenes always leave a special mark, not only because of her charming beauty but also thanks to her confidence and the brilliance in every gesture. And when it comes to life off-screen, Jean Harlow not only lives her role but also lives it with a heart full of love and passion. However, her life ended suddenly and heartbreakingly on June 7, 1937. Jean Harlow died of kidney failure in the hospital at the age of 26, leaving her fans in great grief. There are stories surrounding her death, and one of the popular reasons is that her mother, a follower of Christian Science, did not allow her to see a doctor in time. This caused Jean to suffer until her illness became serious, at which point she was taken to the hospital. Some people believe that Jean Harlow herself refused surgery and treatment, but regardless, her death was still a great loss to American cinema. Jean Harlow was buried in the pink nightgown she wore in the movie Saratoga, creating a romantic and elegant image. In her hand was a letter from her partner William Powell, with the affectionate words, "Good night, my love." This story made everyone choke up, because it was not only the farewell of a loving wife, but also the farewell of a star, a legend who lives forever in the hearts of those who loved her. Although Jean Harlow's life may have ended early, what she left on the screen and in the hearts of her fans will never fade. She was a model of a strong woman, daring to express herself and living her passion to the fullest. Jean Harlow proved that you don't need to live long to become a legend. You just need to live your life to the fullest, live beautifully, and live true to yourself. In Red Sparrow, 2018, Jennifer Lawrence portrayed a seductive and powerful image through her role as Dominika Egorova, a beautiful spy who uses her charm to complete her mission. One of the highlights of the film is the scenes where she appears without a bra, creating an image that is both sexy, strong, and confident. These scenes not only highlight her beauty but also demonstrate her initiative in controlling her character's image and body. In some scenes, Jennifer Lawrence wears tight-fitting clothes, creating a sexy yet powerful look. Despite not wearing a bra, she does not lose her confidence but on the contrary, becomes more attractive. Her movements, from her mysterious eyes to her powerful steps, give off a sense of both seduction and assertiveness. This is not just a fashion choice but a declaration of control over the character's body and image. In tense scenes, when Dominika is facing her enemies, her bralessness becomes part of a psychological tactic. Her charm lies not only in her appearance but also in her ability to control space and her opponents. These moments show that her charm is not accidental but a tool, a weapon in her spy work. In addition, the scenes where Jennifer Lawrence appears in a braless outfit also show her daring in breaking the norms and rules of how women should dress. Instead of adhering to classical rules, she chooses to express confidence and independence. These scenes not only highlight the beauty of the character but also show absolute autonomy, making Dominika a symbol of strength and independent femininity. When mentioning Jane Fonda, it is impossible not to mention her rebellious boldness, both in fashion style and in social activities. With a career spanning decades, Fonda has made her mark not only as a movie star but also as a style icon of the 60s, making the whole world look back and admire. Imagine you are a young girl living in the turbulent period of the 60s, where women began to assert themselves in society, and Jane Fonda was the embodiment of that change. In the movie Barbarella, 1968, Fonda appeared in super bold science fiction costumes, surprising the whole film world. The image of Barbarella is not only a symbol of beauty but also a big step forward in expressing the strength and freedom of women. Fonda's tight-fitting outfits, adventurous action scenes, and captivating eyes changed the way women were viewed in cinema, defining a strong, boundary-pushing style. But talking about Jane Fonda, we cannot forget her bold social activities. She was one of the first people to speak out strongly on social issues, especially in the anti-war movement of the 60s and 70s. Her love for freedom and equality made Fonda a role model for millions of women, not only in her career but also in her way of life and how she faced challenges. Don't forget that Fonda also caused a stir when she engaged in controversial political issues, and she was even nicknamed Hanoi Jane for her actions against the Vietnam War. But nothing could shake Fonda's courage. She always stood firm and continued to be an example for a new generation of women. Another bold symbol that Jane Fonda created was in the 80s, when she turned to making exercise videos. This was not just a simple sport, but a movement to help women become more confident in themselves and their own physical strength. Fonda's exercise videos are not only outstanding for their effectiveness, but also because she has turned a seemingly ordinary activity into an indispensable part of women's lives. The image of Fonda in a sports suit, dripping with sweat and always smiling on her lips, has created a new wave of exercise, encouraging people, especially women, to live healthier and more active lives. Jane Fonda is living proof of a woman who is not only beautiful but also dares to be true to herself, dares to do different things to change the world. That is why she remains one of the strongest and never-fading icons of the world of cinema and society. Her contributions, whether in cinema or social activities, have inspired millions of people, especially generations of women, affirming that boldness is the key to opening new doors, both in career and life. It all started in 1957 at a Paramount party where two famous stars, Sophia Loren and Jayne Mansfield, appeared together. However, this was not an ordinary party, but an event with a little surprise from Jayne Mansfield. She not only came to celebrate Sophia's career, but also made the party hotter than ever with an extremely sexy backless satin dress. And Sophia Loren's reaction when she saw this dress was exactly panic to the point of not being able to focus on anything but Jayne's bust. Sophia Loren, a beauty known for her haughty beauty and elegant demeanor, could not hide her panic when she saw her colleague entering the party room with a dress that looked like it was about to explode at any moment. She shared, "My eyes were glued to her breasts. I was afraid they were going to fall onto my plate." Although this incident is often misunderstood as the cause of conflict between the two stars, Sophia has always insisted that there was no animosity involved. She said that Jayne was beautiful and that she really had no ill will, simply being shocked by Jayne's boldness. While the party was going on, all eyes were on Jayne. She did not hesitate to create an unforgettable greeting by going straight to Sophia and her companion Clinton Webb's table, bringing a special look from her bust. Everything seemed to go crazy when Jayne appeared, and the sound of cameras from photographers continuously rang out. They could not miss this historic moment. Sophia recounted that when she saw Jayne, she really thought she would faint. She could not take her eyes off the dress and was afraid that it would pop off at any moment, spilling everything on the banquet table. The image of Sophia's panicked face has become a part of this legendary moment, making fans unable to forget that scene. It is worth mentioning that although she was asked to sign this famous photo many times, Sophia Loren always refused. She said she did not want to be involved in that event, maybe because of her respect for Jayne or for some personal reason. A silent but meaningful respect between two big stars. Surely, no one can forget the marks of Jayne Mansfield. She is not only famous for her sexy beauty but also for her boldness and impressive acting career. Although her life was not always smooth, with ups and downs and many incidents, Jayne is still remembered as a symbol of freedom and innovation. She was the first mainstream actress to go completely nude on screen in the movie Promises. In 1963, opening a new era in the film industry. Although Jayne Mansfield's life ended tragically in a car accident in 1967, she is still remembered not only for her charming beauty but also for her daring, free-spirited lifestyle and impressive roles on screen. From the backless satin dress at the party in 1957 to the daring moments in her career, Jayne Mansfield always knew how to attract attention and create unforgettable stories. Therefore, every time we mention this famous photo, we not only remember Sophia Loren and Jayne Mansfield, but also a part of the colorful history of Hollywood, where shining stars always know how to heat up the party in their own way. Natalie Portman, one of Hollywood's most prominent stars, is not only famous for her acting talent but also for her strong personal style and bold fashion choices. She is a symbol of freedom and feminism and is not afraid to express her views through her assertive fashion choices. One of her notable moments is when Natalie appeared at red carpet events without wearing a bra. This was not only an aesthetic choice but also a strong statement of personal freedom and breaking the standards of female sexiness. Over the years, Natalie has shown an elegant yet bold style. She not only uses her outfits to express sophistication but also to send profound messages about feminism. Her appearances on the red carpet with braless outfits always attract attention, not because of shock or being too ostentatious, but because of the way she chooses outfits to both honor her natural beauty and express her autonomy. Natalie knows how to subtly highlight her body without having to follow traditional standards of modesty. One of the most memorable moments of her career was at the 2020 Oscars, when she wore a stunning Dior dress with a message of gender equality. Underneath the beautiful gown was a simple but equally seductive outfit, and Natalie chose to go braless. This was a bold choice, demonstrating a challenge to the standards of beauty and femininity, while affirming the freedom of women to own their bodies and images. In addition to her bold fashion style, Natalie Portman is also known for her strong and inspiring roles. Natalie Portman has been a consistent performer in roles ranging from Lion, the Professional to Black Swan. In Black Swan, Natalie was not afraid to take on challenging scenes, portraying a character full of struggle and determination. This role not only highlighted her acting talent but also showed a woman who was not afraid to show her darker side. Natalie Portman is not only a standout actress, but also a strong social activist. She has been vocal about gender equality and feminism and has supported women's rights movements. Natalie is not only a shining star on screen but also a responsible woman in the community, always fighting for equality and justice. Natalie Portman's bold fashion choices, including not wearing a bra, reflect a strong message of women's freedom and autonomy. She is the epitome of a confident woman who knows how to take control of her life and image, and has inspired millions of people to be true to themselves without worrying about what society thinks. Natalie Portman is a modern feminist icon who is smart, sexy, and always strong in breaking old norms. This list starts with the American movie icon Sandra Bullock, a woman with timeless charm and beauty. Sandra looks more radiant as she ages, and we have to admit that she is truly a great example of the saying beauty with age. Even at the age of 60, Sandra still retains her irresistible charm, giving others the feeling that age is just a number. Speaking of Sandra's beauty, she has never been a woman who follows strict beauty standards. Although her film career has made her famous, Sandra has a very different perspective on beauty. She does not place too much importance on appearance, but instead, she believes that true beauty comes from inner peace. In an interview, Sandra shared, "True beauty is quiet, especially in this place, Hollywood. It's hard not to think, I need to look like that, but no, just be a good person, be a good mother, make a good lunch, and help others when they seem to be in a hurry." But no matter how modest Sandra is about her appearance, there's no denying that she still turns heads when she walks into a room. In 2015, when she was 51, People magazine named her the most beautiful woman in the world. She surprises us with her beauty, not because of her perfection, but because of the confidence and sincerity she exudes. Sandra's beauty is not just about her radiant appearance every time she appears on the red carpet. She is living proof that beauty can come from being free and comfortable with yourself. So, even though she is a famous actress in movies like Speed, Miss Congeniality, The Blind Side, or Gravity, Sandra still maintains her freshness and shows no signs of fatigue or stress. She always makes people feel like they are still part of a world full of energy and joy. What is special is that Sandra is not only a beauty in real life, but also a mother who loves and takes care of her family. Sandra constantly affirms that the greatest success in her life is her son Louis, who helped her realize that beauty is not just about appearance. Sandra always tries to balance between work and family, and this makes her an ideal role model for many women around the world. Although Sandra's career is quite busy, she does not hesitate to share simple moments in life. Whether hanging out with friends or simply taking care of her son, Sandra still maintains the optimism and youthful spirit that everyone loves. However, not everything in Sandra's life is rosy. In 2014, when Sandra was 50 years old, she faced a terrifying incident when a stranger broke into her house. But despite going through that terrifying incident, Sandra remained strong and continued to live her life with a steadfast spirit. Currently, Sandra is not only a symbol of beauty, but also a symbol of resilience and love for family. She tries to spend more time on personal interests and taking care of her children, but what makes fans love Sandra the most is the naturalness, simplicity, and charm she brings. It is known that Sandra Bullock's current net worth is estimated at about $250 million, not a small number, but for her, family happiness and a stable career are the most important things. For Sandra Bullock, beauty is never a distant thing, and the older she gets, the hotter and more radiant she becomes. She is proof that true beauty is the confidence, zest for life, and the love one can share with the world. Salma recently celebrated her 58th birthday with a series of confident bikini photos that left many people in awe. Despite some mixed opinions that she was too old to show off her skin, Salma was not affected at all. She had a strong and decisive response, affirming that those photos were liberating for herself and that she was not ashamed of them. "I am happy that I took so many photos, and I am not ashamed of them," she shared in an interview with Entertainment Tonight. And the best thing is, Salma does not pay attention to the criticism and continues to confidently show off her natural beauty, because, as she said, you cannot live your life just to please others. We also cannot forget Salma's very positive outlook on the aging process. She admitted that she has never feared wrinkles or gray hair. On the contrary, she finds it a beautiful process. "As you age, you may not fall in love anymore, but I still do. I don't feel like I've lost my flexibility, my strength, my stamina," Salma shares. This is a great message for all of us. Aging is not something to be feared, but a part of growing up and becoming beautiful over time. Salma has always been a pioneer in breaking Hollywood beauty standards. She doesn't need expensive cosmetic procedures like Botox to maintain her youthful appearance. Instead, Salma believes in natural methods like microcurrent devices and meditation, which help her maintain her youthfulness, health, and natural beauty without having to worry about going under the knife. As a prominent actress in classic films like Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, Wild Wild West, and Dogma, Salma has proven that beauty and talent can go hand in hand. Not only is she one of the most powerful Latina actresses in Hollywood, but she is also a woman who has been named one of the most beautiful people in the world by many magazines. In 2021, Salma was even awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a well-deserved honor for her contributions to the film industry. She also has a very happy married life with French businessman François-Henri Pinault, and the couple has a lovely daughter. Salma's beauty lies not only in her appearance, but also in the harmony in her family life, successful career, and always youthful and enthusiastic soul. So, how can we not admire a woman like Salma Hayek? She is the clearest proof that true beauty is not a matter of age. As she gets older, Salma becomes hotter, more attractive, and most of all, she is a person who lives true to herself, not letting society's standards or criticism change the path she has chosen. So, when we mention Salma, we not only think of a beauty icon, but also a strong, confident, and extremely attractive woman, defying all the challenges of time. Mariska Hargitay, Olivia Benson of Law and Order, is not only a talented actress but also a symbol of time. Although she has passed the age of 50, even 60, Mariska proves that her appeal has never faded. On the contrary, it is increasingly explosive. Surely no one can forget Mariska when she played the role of female detective Olivia Benson on Law and Order, a strong, intelligent, and attractive character. However, few people know that in addition to her acting ability, Mariska also stands out thanks to her youthful appearance that defies time. In a world full of beauty standards, she still shines in her own way, natural, full of style, and most importantly, always knows how to make people look up. The story begins in 2014, when Mariska was enjoying a quiet dinner with her husband at a restaurant. A fan approached her and started complimenting her appearance, saying that she looked much younger than the Olivia Benson character they saw on TV. This left Mariska embarrassed and unsure of how to react when someone completely disbelieved her true age. However, after a bit of confusion, she made peace with the fan, and the sweet hug ended a strange situation that only Mariska could have encountered. Entering 2023, at the age of 59, Mariska made waves on social media again when she shared an extremely unique photo of her skincare process. She was wearing a blue bathrobe, lying on the floor with a bright red mask on her face. She looked like she stepped out of a sci-fi movie, but don't be so quick to judge. This action is actually red light therapy, a scientific treatment that helps regenerate the skin, smooth wrinkles, and improve aging skin conditions. It was only when the dermatologist explained that everyone was shocked and understood that Mariska had actually found a secret to beauty care that was not simply using conventional products, but thanks to the combination of modern science and technology. And the amazing thing is, not only did Mariska not age, she also became hotter and hotter with each passing year. In particular, she worked tirelessly to maintain her beauty and health, which made her even more attractive. Not only did Mariska take care of her skin, but she also focused on taking care of her body and mind. Even at the age of 60, she still showed a dynamic, enthusiastic, and youthful spirit. In recent photos, Mariska can be seen enjoying life with her family in a $7 million house in East Hampton, New York. Mariska Hargitay, with an estimated net worth of $100 million, is arguably one of the most influential stars in the entertainment industry. But she is also the epitome of a modern woman, talented, beautiful, confident, and true to herself. She makes us realize that age is just a number, and true beauty comes from taking care of yourself, from your inner self, and from loving life. Cate Blanchett, one of the most stunning actresses of her generation. At 53, the mother of four is still a symbol of sex appeal, and what's more, Cate's beauty is even more hot and attractive with time, making us all look up and envy. Cate's beauty is not something that is clearly defined, but rather a delicate harmony between elegance and natural charm. Features like sharp cheekbones, deep eyes, and radiant skin are not just gifts from Mother Nature. They are completely enhanced by the ingenuity in choosing roles, costumes, and the way she presents herself. Looking at Kate in illustrious roles like Queen Elizabeth in Elizabeth or the tragic Jasmine in Blue Jasmine, we see one thing clearly: she is not just a pretty face, but also a true artist. Her constant transformation into different characters has increased her charm, making us unable to take our eyes off her. But there's one very special thing about Kate that not everyone realizes, which is that she understands that beauty is not a race for perfection, but comfort and confidence in yourself. Kate once shared that self-consciousness is the enemy of beauty. So, instead of chasing after society's rigid beauty standards, she shines from within, from the honesty and comfort in the way she faces herself. When asked about the secret to maintaining her beauty, Kate doesn't need to say too much, simply drinking lots of water and avoiding the sun. It's easy to understand why she still maintains her smooth, bright skin and top-notch demeanor even though she is over 50 years old. Cate Blanchett is truly living proof of the saying age is just a number. For her, beauty seems to only increase with time. Surely, many people will not forget the moment Kate appeared as the beauty ambassador of the luxury brand Armani in 2018. Not only is she a representative of external beauty, but she also represents spiritual beauty, a powerful, talented, and strong woman. Interestingly, not only is she beautiful in gorgeous outfits on the red carpet or in movies, Cate Blanchett also knows how to make her beauty more special in everyday life. She and her husband, playwright Andrew Upton, live a cozy and happy life in Crow Town, East Sussex, with 3 sons and a daughter adopted in 2015. Family is the source of motivation and peace for Cate, and this has contributed to her radiant beauty. With an estimated net worth of up to $40 million, Cate Blanchett is one of the most powerful and successful women in Hollywood. But the most admirable thing about her is the way she maintains freedom in expressing herself, always shining in her own way without having to follow any stereotypes or prejudices about beauty. And this is what makes Cate's beauty even hotter with each passing year. Halle Berry is a living proof of the saying time only makes you more attractive. Even though she is over 50 years old, she still makes others take off their hats to her unmatched beauty. People still cannot believe their eyes when they see Halle Berry at the age of 56, when her healthy body, bright skin, and youthful appearance are no less than those of girls in their 20s. Even in the movie Bruised, when there are hot scenes, Halle Berry not only proves to us that age is just a number, but also a symbol of strength and confidence. Halle started her career as a fashion model, but when she entered the Miss USA contest in 1986 and won the first runner-up position, everything began to change. This opened the door to cinema, but it was not until 1992 that Halle really stepped up to the top with the leading role in the movie Boomerang. Since then, her career has skyrocketed with prominent roles in hit films such as The Flintstones, Blue Earth, and Introducing Dorothy Dandridge, for which Halle won a Primetime Emmy and an Oscar. She is not only a shining star on the screen, but also a model of talent and timeless beauty. Notably, Halle is not only beautiful inside and out, but also possesses a very strong perspective on life. At the age of 56, she shared her thoughts on aging and the changes in her body. One of the things that makes Halle special is the way she views aging. She says that the best thing a woman can do as she gets older is to learn to love and accept herself. Halle is not affected by social stereotypes about middle-aged women. She challenges outdated notions such as your life is over, you are no longer valuable, or you should retire and pack up. Instead, Halle stands firm and dedicates herself to deeper values, learning how to live a full life, build meaningful relationships, and give love. It is also important to note that Halle has been through 3 marriages, and although they were unsuccessful, she did not let them discourage her or control her emotions. On the contrary, she believes that each marriage was a valuable lesson, helping her become stronger and more mature. Now, Halle feels happy with herself and what she is doing, not only in her career, but also in her family life. She is not only a movie star, but also a powerful and inspiring mother. With nearly 4 decades in the entertainment industry, Halle Berry has accumulated an admirable fortune of up to $90 million. But if you ask her about the secret to maintaining her beauty and health, the answer is not expensive creams or rigorous exercises, but a healthy lifestyle, loving yourself and constantly challenging yourself. Halle is proof that no matter what age you are, you can still be radiant and full of life, as long as you know how to love and take care of yourself. Nicole Kidman is living proof that age is just a number in life, and she is proving that beauty doesn't cool down with time. The older you get, the more radiant you become, and Nicole Kidman is the one who is at the forefront of proving that hotness doesn't just belong to youth. Unlike celebrities who often hide behind claims of genetics or special secrets, Nicole Kidman is an honest and straightforward woman. She does not hesitate to share that she uses beauty care products to maintain smooth, youthful skin. And this, not only is normal, but also a strong message for every woman her age. Don't be afraid to open yourself up to things that can help you look younger. When it comes to Nicole, it is impossible not to mention the elegant and charming beauty that she always brings. From her light steps on the red carpet to her emotional roles, Nicole always knows how to keep her appearance attractive, but no less natural. It's no surprise that she has always been on the list of the most beautiful and most beloved actresses in Hollywood for decades. In particular, Nicole Kidman is also a fan of sunscreen, to the point that she calls herself a believer of this product. In an interview, she did not hesitate to share that sunscreen is the secret to helping her maintain healthy skin and less damage over time. And that is not only for her, but also for her 2 lovely daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. "I worship it," Nicole shared. "It's the way I was raised, and it's also the reason why my skin has not suffered as much damage as it could have." The older Nicole gets, the more she proves that aging is an interesting journey. She doesn't shy away from aging, but embraces it with pride. While many people are afraid of the signs of aging, Nicole insists that no one wants to look like they've lost their vitality. That's why Nicole always aims to age gracefully and finds joy in taking care of herself. It's impossible not to mention Nicole's career breakthroughs. She has won the hearts of audiences through impressive roles, from Dead Calm to Bangkok Hilton, Moulin Rouge, or The Hours. Each role shows a different depth, a subtle and sharp style that is unmistakable. And of course, Nicole is always one of the highest paid actresses in the world, with widely recognized talent. In 2020, she was honored to be included in the list of the greatest actresses of the 21st century voted by the New York Times. With an estimated fortune of up to $250 million, Nicole Kidman is not only a symbol of beauty, but also a symbol of success and strength to overcome challenges. She is a clear proof of the saying, "Beauty never expires," and Nicole Kidman is someone who is living fully with every moment of her life, from beauty to career, from love to family. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy it and want to support us to continue making more great videos, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. We will always strive to bring you the best experiences. Did you know that the famous actress Nicole Kidman has had a life full of ups and downs, not only on screen but also in her private life? Her marriage to Tom Cruise was once a big topic of media attention, but few people know that behind that breakup were secrets that have never been revealed. Let's explore the hidden corners of her life, from the difficulties in her marriage to Tom Cruise to the secrets of her haunting miscarriages and the reasons behind all those events. From a young age, she felt that she did not belong in the public entertainment world and even almost gave up on her dream of pursuing an acting career. The change in Nicole's life began when she was strongly inspired by the character of the Grey Witch in the classic film The Wizard of Oz. It was the image of this character that awakened a new belief in her, causing her to decide to abandon her plans to study and embark on the challenging path of acting. Born in the United States to an Australian family, Kidman enjoys dual citizenship. Her parents, although Australian by birth, temporarily came to the United States on student visas while Nicole was born there. Kidman's childhood was unlike that of other children of her age. She chose to live a closed life, always kept her distance from her peers, and faced a severe stutter that she struggled with. This, along with the feeling that she was not suited for the entertainment industry, almost caused Kidman to give up her dream of becoming an actress. However, life took an unexpected turn. After watching Margaret Hamilton's brilliant performance as the Grey Witch, Nicole Kidman realized that it was the strength and strangeness of this character that inspired her passion and motivation. She realized that to become an actress, she needed to face her own fears. From there, Kidman decided to enter the acting industry, a decision that changed her life. With acting classes at the Phillip Street Theater, where she studied with actress Naomi Watts, Kidman began to build the foundation for her career. The hours of hard work gradually helped her feel more confident, and she believed that she was ready to try her hand at the big screen. However, life was not easy. In 1983, at the age of 16, Kidman landed her first role in the Australian film Bush Christmas. Although it was a small role, Kidman's talent impressed the producers. Before she could celebrate this success, she faced another challenge. Nicole Kidman's mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and out of love for her mother, Kidman decided to temporarily leave the acting industry to take care of her. She studied massage therapy and began a quiet life, away from the hustle and bustle of the entertainment industry. However, throughout these years, she did not forget her passion for acting and was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to return to the industry through an Australian television show in the late 1980s. In 1987, for her role in the miniseries Vietnam, Kidman won her first Australian Film Institute Award in her career, opening a promising new chapter. But the real breakthrough role in Nicole Kidman's career came in 1989, with the film Dead Calm. She played the wife of a naval officer played by Billy Zane, and this film not only proved Kidman's great acting ability but also marked an important milestone that brought her to the attention of Hollywood. This was also the time when Nicole Kidman's career began to turn a new page. In 1990, Kidman starred in the sports action film Days of Thunder, opposite Tom Cruise. The film became one of the highest-grossing films of the year and was a major breakthrough for Nicole Kidman on the international stage. However, her most notable role in the late 1990s was in the black comedy To Die For, a role that earned her her first Golden Globe Award. In the film, Kidman played Susan Stone, a woman with insane ambition who will stop at nothing to achieve her goals. With this outstanding performance, Nicole Kidman proved that she was not only an action movie star, but also a versatile actress capable of acting in many different genres. The world of cinema continued to open up before Kidman with the action film The Peacemaker in 1997, a work that grossed over $110 million worldwide. Her career was at its peak, with every film she appeared in becoming a box office hit. However, things weren't always smooth sailing. The romantic comedy Practical Magic, co-starring Sandra Bullock, was released in 1998, and despite starring two famous actresses, it was a box office flop and was heavily criticized by critics. After this failure, Nicole Kidman did not give up. She returned to the stage, where she regained her faith and confidence. She appeared in David Hare's play The Blue Room in London, and for her impressive performance, Kidman received a Laurence Olivier Award nomination for Best Actress. In the following years, Nicole Kidman continued to leave a deep mark on the film industry with roles in famous films such as The Others, 2001, The Hours, 2002, Birth, 2004, Bewitched, 2005, Hemingway and Gellhorn, 2012, and Being the Ricardos, 2021. Her roles not only demonstrated her outstanding talent, but also reflected the diversity in Kidman's acting ability. She gradually became one of the highest-paid actresses in the film industry, a remarkable achievement, but also came with no small challenges. Nicole Kidman has had a roller coaster ride in love and life, and the challenges she faced during the toughest seasons of her life have not only been felt in her work, but also in her relationships. Nicole's first love story with Tom Cruise has been admired and adored by many, a seemingly perfect couple in the eyes of the public. The two first met when they worked together on the film Days of Thunder in 1990. At that time, Tom Cruise had just gone through a painful divorce from Mimi Rogers, and he seemed to find comfort in Nicole. With a broken heart and a desire to find lost love, Tom rushed forward with Nicole. Their relationship developed quickly, and after just a few months they were married in a private ceremony on Christmas Eve 1990. The wedding was an intimate affair with only their families in attendance. Nicole and Tom started a family together and became foster parents to two children. The couple adopted Isabella, a girl, in 1992 and Connor, a boy, in 1995. The children were an important part of their lives, but tensions in the relationship gradually began to appear. Although their marriage appeared perfect to the public, no one knew that on the inside, their love life was falling apart. Nicole Kidman, looking back, shared that she felt too young when she got married and could not understand why she decided to get into a serious relationship so soon. Nicole and Tom Cruise's relationship began to hit rock bottom after they worked together for the third time on the film Eyes Wide Shut in 1999. The two became one of Hollywood's most famous couples, but their relationship did not last long. A few months after the film's release, they announced their separation, and shortly after, their divorce was officially announced. The public and the media were left wondering about the real reason for the split. Both Nicole and Tom cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for their breakup, but it is likely that part of it was due to the difficulties of starting a family. Many believe that Nicole's inability to have children of her own contributed to the breakdown of their marriage, while rumors that she had suffered miscarriages were also widely reported in the media. Nicole later denied these false reports, revealing that she had an ectopic pregnancy early in her marriage, which was a very painful experience for her. This caused her to face many physical and mental challenges. However, looking back on her time with Tom, Nicole said that she does not regret the marriage, even though it ended so painfully that she may never fully recover. One of the things she treasured most about that relationship was the sense of security she felt with Tom, a feeling that not everyone is lucky enough to have. After her divorce from Tom Cruise, Nicole went through a very difficult time, and at times she felt like she couldn't get over the emotional shock. But then, in 2005, for years after her marriage ended, she met Keith Urban at a music festival in Los Angeles. Keith was a famous country singer, and he was the man Nicole couldn't take her eyes off. From the first meeting, Nicole felt a special connection with him, but Keith wasn't interested in her at that time. Sharing in an interview, Nicole admitted that she really liked him, but Keith didn't call her for 4 months after that, which made her feel disappointed. However, she didn't give up and continued to try to win Keith's heart. Finally, on Nicole's 38th birthday, Keith visited her early in the morning, brought flowers, and confessed his sincere feelings. That was the moment Nicole realized that Keith was the man she had been looking for. In June 2006, Nicole and Keith were officially married in a romantic ceremony at St. Patrick's Estate, Sydney. The ceremony took place under the shimmering candlelight, with the participation of Nicole's children from a previous marriage. But not long after their married life faced a new challenge. Keith began struggling with alcoholism. Out of love and concern for her husband's health, Nicole did not hesitate to ask Keith to be hospitalized for treatment. At that time, Keith was in rehab and had released a new album called Love, Pain, and the Whole Crazy Thing. Despite the difficulties, Keith decided to face his addiction problem, and with the help of his wife, he overcame the dark period in his life. After being discharged from the hospital, Keith continued his music career and achieved success, being named Best Male Singer of the Year. Nicole, in her sharing, always affirmed that family happiness is the most important thing. She said that one of the secrets to helping them maintain a long-term relationship is continuing to contribute to the existence of US. According to her, when you build a relationship, you live not only for yourself but also for the other person. And that is why Nicole and Keith's marriage has always been sustainable over time, despite the storms that constantly challenge them. Although family happiness is the most important thing, the media does not miss the opportunity to gossip, especially about the hot scenes that Nicole participated in. In the movie A Family Affair released in 2024, Nicole had a controversial scene with Zac Efron. This scene shocked many people when Zac's character had a rather bold action, and Nicole did not hesitate to show intimacy. This scene has become the subject of many controversies in the press. However, Nicole is not worried about the criticism from the media. She admits that sometimes she can get carried away with the emotions of the character and asserts, "I lost control a little bit, I have the right?" This shows that Nicole is not only an excellent actress, but also a person who is very confident in her career and career choices. This romantic scene is not the first time Nicole has had intimate moments with a male co-star. In the movie Paperboy, 2012, she and Zac Efron also had a controversial scene in which Nicole had to urinate on Zac after he was stung by a jellyfish. Such scenes always make the audience and the media question Nicole's relationship with Keith Urban. Does he feel uncomfortable when his wife acts in such hot scenes? However, Nicole quickly answered this question. She said, "My husband is an artist, he understands what I do and does not interfere with my work. He does not read the script, and he does not care too much about what happens on set." Nicole also revealed an interesting story related to her secret diaries. Before meeting Keith, she wrote a lot of diaries, some of which made her feel uncomfortable when recalling. After marrying Keith, she decided to burn all these diaries so as not to hurt her husband. Nicole shared that if someone read her diary, they would only find bad things and sinful thoughts, and that is why she never wanted anyone to know about these things. She realized that in a marriage, privacy and mutual respect are important factors to maintain sustainability. While the media always tries to invade her private life, Nicole always stands firm and proves that she is an independent, strong woman. She is always ready to face challenges in her work as well as in her personal life. The scene in the movie A Family Affair is also a typical example, where Nicole is not afraid to show her charm and strength, making many people admire her acting ability and confidence. In fact, Nicole Kidman has not only succeeded in her career, but also knows how to maintain a happy family. Although her previous marriage to Tom Cruise was not successful, with Keith Urban, she has found peace and joy in life. The two have built a small, happy family where they can share joys, sorrows, and overcome all challenges together. They live in a luxurious villa in Nashville, where Nicole can enjoy life in peace with her family and away from the spotlight. She is currently living the life of a celebrity, but never forgets the core values that she believes in. In addition to spending time with her family, Nicole is also actively involved in charity activities and fights for social issues that she cares about. She shares that, despite her busy and admired career, what is most important to her is still her family and the meaningful things that she can contribute to the community. At the age of 57, Nicole Kidman is still one of the brightest stars in Hollywood. She maintains her beauty and charm, but above all, she has learned to live a simple and peaceful life, not letting the pressure from the media affect her life. She currently lives in a large villa worth up to $250 million, where she and Keith Urban and their children can enjoy peaceful and happy moments. Thank you for watching the video to the end. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe.